This is a reaction video, and it's covered by fair use. This is a reaction video.
Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're gonna make that happen?
Huh?
You're gonna make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm gonna get these straps and I'm gonna go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five. I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge by the evening. Honestly, they can smell the blood and the beat. If they don't leave anything behind after eating.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a priest. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five. I'm the kingpin.
I know it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? I've been out there on the road getting that money. You know what I'm saying? When you have the ability, you know what I'm saying, to grab you some cash, bro, you got to take it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when you're going to be in a situation. You need some money for a rainy day. And put kind of boxing, you know what I'm saying? Even though I love the boxing channel, you know what I'm saying? We got to make money, you know what I'm saying? Our real life, So, you got to get out there and get that bag. So, that comes first, but I've been paying attention, to what Crawford doing this world tour, watching them, you know what I'm saying, acting like, just wallowing in his victory over Errol Spence Jr., which, I don't blame him, you know what I'm saying, because, this was a very contentious rivalry between these two, right? But at the same time, bro, you know what I'm saying, I can't feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the man, you know what I'm saying, the man was totally weight drained. You know what I'm saying? So you just lucked out, really, in my opinion. You lucked out that this man didn't prepare himself the way he should. He should have fought this man, you know what I'm saying, right after he fought Ugas. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could say that's making excuses, but if you look at the man, the way he was fucked up in the ring, bro, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't even give a good account of himself. So, you know what I'm saying? He could walk around here, you know what I'm saying, dapping and stuff, but we know it was strategized to stretch out the fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that Terrence Crawford fought, he fought them right away. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Green Machine, he fought him right away. You know what I'm saying? With Errol Spence Jr., he had to drag it out. He had to do all this other shit. It was all this fucking extra, things he had to do. He had to go. See, and to me, that's what Canelo does. You know what I'm saying? When he get roided up, you know what I'm saying? It's like you know, say he'll push the fight back. You know what I'm saying? To come up with all these excuses. Then he get in there, he beat shit out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, you know what I'm saying, in boxing, it's got to be straight up, bro. And I think hopefully, you know what I'm saying, with the Spence team, that they're going to pay more close attention. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go in there and fight for $30 million and go in there and be weight drained, you know what I'm saying, and give this man all the advantages. You got to go in there, you got to look out for yourself. It's kind of like, when you operate on the honor system and the other person is trying to win by any means necessary. So if you can feel good about that, good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know that shit. I still think Spence could beat Bud Crawford. It's just that Bud Crawford just set the scenario that gave him the advantage to win, and now he's prancing on that because everybody got a friend that when they ain't got nothing going on, you know what I'm saying, they humble, you know what I'm saying, or they still dickheads, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, if that person was to get an opportunity, that they'll just show their ass. And that's, to me, that's what Bud Crawford's doing. He's showing his ass because of the rivalry. And I don't believe this is a true account of Errol Spence Jr. So I just don't. I think he could do way better than that. And that's just what I believe. I believe Spence went on through with the fight because of the money and because of all the push to get Crawford in the ring. And I think Crawford took advantage of his desire to become undisputed, and that was his downfall. So I don't think Spence is trash and none of that. I just think the motherfucker was weak because he did everything he could do to stay at that weight, and he's been telling us for years that he can't fight at that fucking weight no more. And that's what happens. That's what it looked like. We see Chris Eubanks, saying, keep trying to fight these motherfuckers off his daddy name, and the reason he looks so bad is because he can't fight at 160. You know what I'm saying? He would look better at 168 because that's his natural weight. And he keep trying to fight these sorry ass fighters like Liam Smith and getting his ass whipped because he's weight drained. He's always trying to drain himself to fight these to get money. And that's what's happening in boxing today. We see a lot of fighters that's going for the names, but they can't fight at the weight class. That would be like Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight Tank at 135. He's gonna get his ass knocked out, bro. I mean, even if he could fight at 135, he got a chance of getting knocked out, right? So if you're gonna weaken yourself, you definitely gonna get knocked out, right? That's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Why would you? He need to give up them damn belts because he can't fight at that weight class. Not no top contender. Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? He's just looking to shine on somebody. With him and Frank Martin. Frank Martin didn't look that good his last fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny to me how the new fighters who's supposed to be badass, they look for the weakness. They look to fight. They look for weaknesses. They look for advantages. You know what I'm saying? For to turn up. They don't want to fight nobody when they looking their best. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to strategize around fighting the guy at his best. I don't care what these fans are talking about. I'm a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying? I've been around for years, and they're not trying to fight guys at their best. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? Years and years go by, and they trying to wait people out, and they're trying to wait for them to look weak, wait for them to get in car accidents. They're trying to wait for all this shit in it, life to happen, wait for them to get fat. You know what I'm saying? And having to come down, all this shit strategizing. Instead of just, you know what I'm saying, when the man is bulldozing everybody, let's go in there and fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with right now. And they want the same kind of swag, and they want the same kind of recognition as if they fought that guy when he was just knocking out everything. So, and I just don't agree with that. Or, you know what I'm saying, make sure that both fighters are on an even playing skill. I mean, on a even scale. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we all get the tune-ups, even though Spence was bragging about no tune-ups. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that man get a tune-up. You got to have the kind of team to tell you, hey, bro, if you've been out the ring for a year or two, you know what I'm saying, you need to get in there and get some practice in. And I think that's the same thing going on with Jamel Charlo. And, he's been out the ring for about 16 months. How good is he going to be against Canelo if he's rusty as hell, right? And people gonna say, "Oh, you just making excuses for Jamel." No, motherfucker, he's been out the ring for 2 years. He's been out the ring for 2 years. That's why Canelo is knocking on them Charlo doors now, because they could you imagine somebody who's waiting for you to slip so they can get a fight in with you, bro? That's just, to me, that just kills the spirit of why we watch this sport. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these little booty huggers out here, they don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about the purity of the sport. What's going on, Book Bear 24? He said, in this thing, poor kind of boxing. What's up, B? That God? What's it going on? Salute to you, brother. What's going on? RLT 1988. That's right. Yeah, I graduated. He says, I've been waiting on you to come on and talk boxing. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been out there, you know what I'm saying, getting that paper, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just been, I'm talking about the oil industry is booming right now. So I've been rolling, 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 bro. Rolling, rolling back and forth. So that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I hate it for, saying for my boxing talk, but hey, man, you got to go out there and you got to get that money, bro, when you can. He says, okay, let me see. Jeff R, what's going on? Salute to you. He says, salute, pool kind of boxer. Salute to the chat. What's going on? TZ Frank in the building. What's going on? My 300 is showing up. You know what I'm saying? Showing up. He says, he says, fuck Crawford. I stand on that, and I don't like the motherfucker. Yeah, I don't like their personality because they ghetto snipes. You know what I'm saying? And it's the crazy thing is, I don't know if it's casual fans. They don't go back in the history, and I know fighters change and fighters do mature. You know what I'm saying? But you can see, but he's always, you know what I'm saying, trying to fake this humble side, and then he comes off as this arrogant dickhead, and it just is what it is. So people see what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't care about his personal life as much as I care about how he carry himself as a fighter. And people don't, they just can't see what he did. They refuse to see how he played the hand to be able to defeat Spence. They don't see how he did it, and they don't want to acknowledge that. So, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real boxer fan, you know what time it is. It says, uh, RLT says, fuck Bud and still man down till I die, Bud. Keep talking BS, never stops. Of course, because he feels he know what the fuck he did. If he felt validated, he would have been moved on. If he felt like he was the man, he would have been moved on. But because he know to me, and this, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think he juiced. I think he with Victor, what's his name, Conte or whatever. I think he juiced and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't see it in boxing, then it never happened. But say all this holding back, just like Canelo, you know what I'm saying, be holding off so he can get the shit out of his system. And you know what I'm saying, he can get used to, I think when he took that David Avenesian fight, I think he wanted to see if the power and the juice was real. And see, a lot of people don't believe that shit in boxing, but it's a lot of pressure to win in this motherfucker. So people don't believe that these dudes would cheat. I think Bud, it's all over his face and his camp face that they juiced. And saying, I have no facts, I have no sources, but I could just tell I know ghetto snipes. I know there's people who wanted him to win so bad. And then I'm looking at Earl Smith Jr. Performance. The man was drained like a motherfucker. You can see Shane Mosley, came out and said, shit, man, I felt like that. You know what I'm saying? You go out there and you get your ass beat. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck around and you can't make the weight no more. And Spence, who's my favorite fighter, he went out there and he tried to push past that shit, and he found out that he was human. You can't go out, you can't be 16 months out the ring and weight drain, can't make the weight. And now there's rumors that he was coming in from 190 to 185. And to me, that's just mind boggling. Why would you be dropping that kind of weight when you done flashed a nutritionist in front of our face? You done flashed a flexibility coach in front of our face, and you're doing acupuncture. What the hell is going on in the Spence camp? I'm just trying to figure it out. And you headed into one of the biggest fights of your career. So it's just something is off. Something is amiss. And people, they put it off to like, well, you just bitter because Crawford beat Spence. No, bro, common sense. It's common sense. We know Spence fight better than that, and they know it too. They just glad that their guy won, and we just know that Bud ain't like that, right? So, you know what I'm saying, anytime you're 35 years old and you punch it with more power, you punch it with more precision, and you're faster than when you were 25, bro. Get the fuck up out of here. I mean, I've been watching boxing too long. I don't give a damn what you talk about, bro. That just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to use some common sense. Yes, your guy won, and that's who you wanted to win. But there's some fish. He come out there with a fish net and all this bullshit. Come on, bro. That nigga juiced. You know what I'm saying? That nigga juiced, and that nigga tested that shit out on David. What's his name? David A. And then Spence. You know, being out the ring for too long. You know, what I'm saying, being prideful and not taking tune-ups. He should have fought Keith Thurman to get his wheels back on. That would have been a good fight to see during that time. I mean, Keith might have beat him. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because you can't think that you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, all your skills are going to be intact after you've been a year off or 16 months off. You know what I'm saying? You're not 20. See, Spence ain't 25 no more like he did. I forgot how old he was when he fought Kell Brook, right? He was on a 9 month layoff when he came and fought Kell Brook, right? So, you know, you can make up for that shit when you're young, but when you get older, bro, you can't do the same thing. It's going to take you. You got to stay sharp. You got to stay out there in the ring, and you got to stay taking these fights. And I think Spence just suffered from that hubris of you know saying being able to make it up because you know saying his talent could make up for it. And I think with the weight drain and you know saying him getting older, you know saying the wear and tear and shit going through the gauntlet, it just caught up with him in one fight. You know what I'm saying? And that happens with a lot of fighters. But the cool thing is, one fighters don't mean that that dude is better than you. And that's what I want to talk about today. Just because you lose one fight, that might have not been your night. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely wasn't Errol Spence Jr. night because he didn't, you know what I'm saying? He was just, he couldn't, when you weight drain like that, you can't fight, bro, because you fucked up. And that's why he was looking the way he was looking before the fight. And that's what I'm trying to get people to know that support Errol Spence Jr. But I think at 154, he might get beat again, but he'll look a whole lot better than he did at 147, if you understand what I'm saying. We'll see if Bud is the better man, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't like those circumstances on Errol Spence Jr.'s side. Kind of like what Sugar Shane Mosley was saying. You know what I'm saying? You got to give yourself a chance to win. You can't beat yourself, you know, and then go out there and lose. You can't beat yourself. And that's what we saw. We saw Errol Spence Jr. kind of help Crawford beat him. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand why he did it like that. So, but you know what I'm saying, we'll never be inside the head of these fighters, you know, but I can kind of see $30 million is worth an ass whipping, you know what I'm saying? If you're not feeling your best and shit, you know, you're not just gonna say, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let's just fight when I feel better. No, bro. You gotta go out there and you gotta face the music. And that's what EJ did. And a lot of people say, oh, EJ looked good. He looked good before Crawford stopped beating his ass, bro. He was drained before the fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see the way the man looked before the fight, then that's just your bias coming out, bro. That's just because you want your man to win with all this credit. But the man looked fucked up before the fight. You know what I'm saying? His eyes were telling me he looked high and he looked drunk and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? That man wasn't drunk. That man just he didn't have his energy. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make that damn 147. For years he told us he couldn't do it. And I think that Crawford them used that to their advantage and they stretched out the time. That's why they didn't make the fight that first time, the first negotiation. They wanted to make sure that he was fucked up for the fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's just easy and plain to see. So, you know, I don't care what they say. They know they know that shit is true. This is RLT 1988. He says Bud thinks he beats EJ at his best. Damn sure he don't think that shit. He just don't care. I mean, this is the kind of shit. This is why he's unlikable. This is why he's despicable. This is why his fans are despicable because they're not honest. And we live in an age of social media where people they just want to live on bragging rights and stuff. You know, the substance about anything don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what happened with a lot of these cases. You know what I'm saying? It's like They just want to brag when somebody's doing bad because it makes them feel better. You know what I'm saying? As people. I mean, do they get any other money? No. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm doing well fucking financially, you know what I'm saying? So after I watch the fight, I'm good, nigga. I could buy five more of them motherfuckers, right? What about these people that's bragging about Bud Crawford win? Can they buy five pay-per-views? They sure don't do it. Is that anytime that man has a goddamn fight, you know what I'm saying? None of them motherfuckers buy his fights. It's the Spence fans that are buying his damn fights. You know what I'm saying? So you tell me, does that shit make sense? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna feel good about it either way, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be good. That's why when I don't be on here, I be out here making money. You know what I'm saying? So, I can eat, so I could buy more pay-per-views, so I could drink more Hennessy and Coke. You know what I'm saying? And buy more Hennessy and Coke and drink during these fights. You know what I'm saying? I missed the Jared Anderson shit though. That was a good fight, but you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at who he fought. Anytime you have to put the dude in there with a 39-year-old guy, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to kind of celebrate that kind of victory. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to celebrate because he's supposed to go in there. He was a punching bag for Jared Anderson. Even though he looked good, I like the way he put his punches together, but he needs somebody who can fight back. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of looking at these setup fights. Um, Bear 24 says no way Bud got so great over a fight. Say we have 39 fight to go. And let me see. He says Terrence took advantage of the situation. Congratulations. Now on to 154. Now with going on to 154, Bear 24. I mean, Spence got to take care of his shit, man. He can't have a distracted Derek James. And I know a lot of people think we're hard on Derek James, but Derek James, he's got to step more out of the just being a coach role. I just show him how to throw these punches. I just show him how to move in this ring. He's got to look at his fighter, you know what I'm saying, and be able to make some decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, if I got a fighter, if I'm Derek James and Errol Spence Jr. is missing the pads, I noticed that he got a rib injury in sparring. Bro, shut that shit down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shut that shit down. Just like when he had the eye surgery, he was trying to go through. Just like when he had the eye retina thing that he had going on before the Pacquiao fight, he was trying to go through with that fight. hmm Y'all get it now, don't you? He was trying to find a doctor to approve him so he could fight that fight, despite the injury, despite his eye being messed up. He was trying to go. He was trying to find a doctor that would approve him, and they shut that shit down. It's this now. See, it wasn't as much money as it was in this Bud Crawford fight, but you know what I'm saying. $30 million is a lot of money. You know what I'm saying, and I guess he wanted to make sure that he secured that bag, you know what I'm saying, despite whatever situation he was in. But he took a horrible beating, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, instead of, resetting and trying to fight when he was at his best, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Greeks? He says, what'd you say now? What'd you say, Bell 24? Bell 24 says for Bud to do what he did to Avocado, even though he a boxer himself, he said, I can't respect him. I'm not sorry. I hear you, bro. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Greeks for Fire says, salute, Pooh. So we live. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here working like y'all. You know? We just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? When we come in and like I said, man, it's like it's hard out here for a pimp, bro. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. I'm trying to tell you. But when you're hitting that road, bro, and all this boxing news coming on, thank you, Ken Johnson, for that $10 super chat. You know what I'm saying? Well, Cash App. Thank you for that, bro. Because YouTube, they have demonetized me because they want you to say, speak on certain things, and we talk on all kind of shit on Pull Kind of Boxing because we grown ass men, and the world is changing, and we're gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we get into our lives and stuff, and YouTube is probably gonna start shutting down a lot of these channels because they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? They want a certain format, and you know what I'm saying? They don't want people on here just saying anything they want to say. But to me, I think it was TZ Franks who told me a while back, because I was trying to be corporate with it. He said, man, just come on and just say what the hell you think. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was saying what I was thinking, but I wasn't saying it with the, you know what I'm saying, how I wanted to say it. And I think it was TZ Frank said, man, you know what I'm saying, fuck all that, the pads and trying to, you know, get the statistics and how many motherfucker punches a motherfucker threw around, even though I be checking that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lead with that like blue blood, you know what I'm saying? He comes on that motherfucker, he be like, this nigga is 5'2", 113 pounds, yeah, all that shit. You be like, Lord, man, just get to what you think, bro. And TZ, I thank him, man, for that. Because it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? He told me just do it like that. I said, okay. Well, that's how you want it, that's how you gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So he says, Bud, Shakur, and Keyshawn are a group of bitch ass niggas for sure. You know, for one thing, I am like really disappointed with Steven Shakur. I think he's a exceptional fighter. I think he got phenomenal talent. But just as a person that saying you deal with day to day, you don't really want to fuck with somebody like that. So all he care about is elevating himself, and if he got to throw you up under the bus, I'm saying, he gonna do that. And I think Keyshawn Davis like that, Stevenson is like that. I don't know. That camp just seems to like what I'm saying? It attracts these kind of dudes, that will stab you in the back over a little fame. You know what I'm saying? So Steve Martin better watch out because he better be in that gym, and he better be telling Derek James he need more time or whatever to work on his shit because Stevenson is going to try to embarrass him out there. He says Canelo wives leaked a video of Canelo trash. Of course, we already know. We see, Canelo is a good fighter, but he got a lot of hype behind him. And if you watch his punch selection, the only reason he was so good is because he was so quick and accurate, and he had power on his shots. You know what I'm saying? And he strategically fought people he can beat at the end of their career, like Cotto. You know what I'm saying? Like Lara, and Lara gave him a good ass fight. He never went back to any controversial wins unless it was Triple G. And we know Triple G was up in age at the time Canelo fought him. So we all know the story on that, on how Canelo moved. So it's no surprise that he's looking for people that got 16 months out the ring. He's not trying to fight motherfuckers who's been fighting, who's knocking motherfuckers out. He's not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to, saying the last time he fought somebody who could handle his power, somebody who was a fundamentally sound boxer, and that was Bivol. And you see, he didn't go back that way. So what they say to that, Canelo could do what he want to do. He's done so much. He's a legend in boxing. I don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel he makes a lot of money. He makes more money than everybody. He could fight. You know what I'm saying? He has the advantage of fighting dudes. You know what I'm saying? With 2 weeks notice. He can use his A side to weaken people to give himself the advantage, right? So it is what it is. He don't, what I'm saying, he's not begging to fight nobody. That's where Errol Spence Jr. went wrong because he was trying to beg to get Bud Crawford in the ring, and Crawford used that to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? So it's just this experience. You know what I'm saying? He got to learn from his experience. Charles Young says Bud yeah, I believe so too. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to admit that shit, but that nigga came out there with so much power, so much speed. Nigga, you 35 years old. Get the fuck up out of here. Andre Smith says, salute, Pool. I agree with everything you said, and I know they see it too, but they ain't gonna admit that shit. But they don't have to admit it. Just like Floyd, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about Manny Pacquiao, how he was pushing through the divisions. You can't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Inouye going through goddamn divisions and shit, carrying superpower through every division. Are you serious, bro? Somebody need batter on this nigga when he wake up in the morning till he go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. He's shooting. He gonna be at 147 pounds, knocking niggas out and shit. And they're gonna be like, oh, that's just in the way. He's special. He's a 10 division. Undisputed champion. At some point, we're gonna have to start getting back to the basics. And we're going to have to start using our common sense because these people ain't going to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let some people slide through the system because they don't want PBC fighters to represent boxing. They don't want them to be the face of boxing. So, I mean, you can see it with Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let The other side or the opponents do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna let them juice. They're gonna let them do whatever just to get these to knock these PBC fighters off the top, and that's just the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Andre Smith, he says, the man with the biggest drug dealer in the game. Wait, let me get it. Oh, Mr. AMG, what's going on, AMG? What says, salute pool. He says, men ain't what they once were. He says, what happened to your super chat? Yeah, I got demonetized. I think I put some TikTok stuff on here, and they ain't like that shit, so they demonetized. One of them got like one of those videos got like 100 million views. I'm not 100 million, 100,000 views and more. And they didn't want to pay me for the shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So I made that mistake. I put about 4 TikToks on this of the little kid that was knocking out people. And somebody went out, they went back into the archives, and one of my Tank Davis just blew up to another one, blew up to 100 something views, and they just demonetized mine. They didn't want to pay me for this shit. But that was like the first time I put any TikTok videos on my thing, you know, so instead of giving me a warning or something like that, they just fucking demonetized me. But I never did care about the damn money any goddamn way, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never hopped on that, you know. He says, men, oh, let me see. Andre Smith says that man is with the biggest drug dealer in the game. He said, why go to him if you're not scared? I mean, you know, just like Paulo Malignaggi said, he's a dickhead, but he do talk about the juicing in boxing, and people say that 80% of boxers are juicing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard grind in boxing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pressure to win, especially when you're talking about your biggest fight. And it's hard not to say, especially if you go out there and you perfect and you just overpowering everybody and your power done increased and you busting up man, come on, man. Like, come on, man. You know, we've been watching this sport for years and years and years. We didn't see this with some of the with Julian Jackson, you know, one of the hardest hitting fighters in boxing. You never see him go out there and just bust up a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It takes him some rounds. And he hit harder than anybody in boxing. Mike Tyson hit harder than most motherfuckers, but you don't see the head explode, you know what I'm saying, when you punch him, right? So it's like you just got to use a little common sense. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, so but you know, when you're talking about unscrupulous type person, they don't care. They like it when they get away with dirt in this sport. You know, it's the wild wild west. So in my opinion, that's what happened. Jared Hill says Bill said if the divisions get hot, he says Devin is moving up. He said he meant that they don't want to cook the fight early. He says Bill and Devin want the fight to marinate longer. They are still young. Well, I said this before. You know, so even though that's the fight that they want to see, he can't fight at 135. Jared Hill. I'm sorry, Jannard Hill. I'm sorry, bro. Uh, they don't want to fight at 135 unless they do a catch weight. Unless they do a catch weight, bro. You know, he can't win at 135. He's done with that division. He's going to be looking like Errol Spence Jr. if he go down there and fight. If he fight Tank at 135, he ain't going to be able to do much, bro. We saw him how he faded in the Lomachenko fight. That's what weight drain do to you. You don't have access to your energy or your stamina. You know, stretching out the fight. And so he need to go ahead and give up them belts because whether he fights Stevenson or Tank or Frank Martin, he ain't gonna win, bro. Because his body is done with that division. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna be a weakling at 135. He need to go up and work on 140 and fight Regis Prograde if that's what he's gonna do. I hate to see him get in the ring with Matisse. I think Matisse is a buzzsaw. I think he's a Tasmanian devil, and he's not acclimated to 140 yet. And if he goes in the fighting, I see Regis look like he's right for the taking because look like he done slowed down. Look like I don't know, he just didn't look good against his last opponent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even look sharp. So you know what I'm saying, unless he can get in there and take advantage of Regis that's got a little bit of ring rust. You know what I'm saying? If he fuck with Matisse or he fuck with what's his name, Russell, he might be able to deal with Russell because Russell be lunging a lot and he relies on a lot of that. And Devin being a boxer, he can negate a lot of that. But if he get hit by Russell, you know what I'm saying, it's lights out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to take no damn Russell point punch. I can tell you that right now. Mike Rhythm, what's going on, my brother? Salute to you. He said, "What's up, everybody? What's going? It's good to be back." Charles Young says, "I don't know what that Sanders guy was doing." He said he needs to go back to blue. He needs to go back to Blu-ray. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We already know what it is. I don't know what it is. To me, it seems like Spence got a lot of pride. He looked like he kind of controls his camp too much, and he don't let them help him the way they should. Saying that maybe that's like a Texas thing, like a John Wayne type shit. Saying where say you want to do everything yourself. Saying, and you want to have that kind of pride that you was able to grind everything out. And when you get older, you can't grind everything out, bro. Saying, as you get older, you don't have the same gumption that you had when you was a young buck. Saying, you don't have that same bounce back that when you was a young buck. Say you feel like that, but you really don't know when you transcend that threshold to when you actually have to, like, saying, do everything and prepare correctly. When you're 20 something, you don't have to do that because you got that, say you got that youthful energy. Saying, like a Jerron Booth Ennis, say he can make mistakes, saying, and make a comeback because he's young. Saying, he could take the punishment because he's young. Spencer had some battles, man. Saying he's battle worn. Says, let me see, Ambrose West, what's going on? Salute to you. Said these guys making comments like they haven't reached 35 year. Oh yeah, and that's what I'm trying to tell them. That they act like you're gonna stay the same until you like 40. Hell no, hell no. I'm saying, I guarantee you, Better Beeve is doing something. I guarantee you, it ain't no goddamn way you 39 nigga, and you still throwing them things like that. Roman and Emily Jones says, "What's good, Pool?" Mr. AMG says, but Bud ain't shit. He said his own mama said it when the motherfucker was first born. Oh my God. Y'all crazy, man. He says, y'all crazy. TC Frank in the building. He said Spence wanted to fight twice last year, but Bud stopped. That's what I'm saying. He knew what he was doing. He knew the man was having a hard time making 147, so he kept him there. And that's what everybody was saying. We were saying that shit on my channel. You know what I'm saying? We were saying this man is trying something out. You know what I'm saying? Waiting this dude out. You know what I'm saying? And and one thing about a gaslighter and people, they always mention the shit that they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So they could be covered, in the future. That's like the oldest reverse psychology bullshit. They're gonna say you were weight drained. You know why? Because the man was weight drained. Because he was weight drained. That was your whole plan, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit get on your nerve, bro. It's like, bro, come on now. So this shit is elementary. He said Spence said on his Twitter he would have fought somebody else in November, but he was waiting on Bud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. We know what the game is. We saw it play out. And see, the gaslighting part is Spence shouldn't have been running for 5 years. It's like, bro, get y'all casuals asses out of here. Get your casual asses up out of here, bro. Going with that disingenuous BS, bro. It's like, bro, come on. We've been watching boxing too long to know when the motherfucker's trying to look for an advantage. So he's been waiting for this man to fall off to get him in the ring. I mean, anybody else that fought Bud, he fought David Avenesian. He signed the contract right away. Right away. Anybody now look at anybody that Bud has ever fought in his career, right? He signed the contract right away, except for Sean Porter. Except for Sean Porter, it was easy to make the fights. You know what I'm saying, with anybody, but with Spence, he had to go through all this little specialization. You know what I'm saying, because it was a plan. You know what I'm saying, it was a plan to keep him down to 147. That's all. You know what I'm saying, and Spence lost. I admit that he lost, but look how he lost. You know what I'm saying? He lost it because that was your plan, nigga. They were gonna say you were weight drained. That's because he was weight drained. You know what I'm saying? You waited to you waited for a whole year to make sure that this man was out the ring for a long time. He had to stay at 147. He didn't stay at 147. From what I'm hearing, he had to cut down a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying, to fight at 147. Now Spence, he wanted it, and he used his desire. You know what I'm saying? So Bud dragged it out. You know what I'm saying, to his advantage, and that's what he did. Either he was going to do it Bud way, or he wasn't going to get the fight. So you know what I'm saying. So that's the bitch ass nigga of that's the bitch ass nature of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to walk around like he did something. You know what I'm saying? Jeff R says, I think DJ needs more help with EJ. Maybe they could team up with Blu-ray and Kenny Porter or some defensive coach. I don't think it's that. I think Spence does have good defense. It's just that in that fight, he didn't have the energy to use his defense correctly. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was weak. When you weak, when you don't have your stamina up under you, bro, you can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? When you weak and your legs are weak, he got pushed down to the canvas with a fucking jab, bro. Come on now. Come on now. I mean, y'all saw the fight. You know what I'm saying? When EJ ever been off balance like that, throwing punches off balance like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, yeah, he'll throw. I mean, like when he was the Ugas fight, he threw a few that where he was in shape. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker had the stamina. I mean, he pushed through. You see the power, and you see how Aerosmith Jr. fight. You know what I'm saying? He take punches. You know what I'm saying, to get to you. You know, he couldn't do nothing in that fight, man. He got hit. He was falling all over the fucking place. He was tired by the second round. Are you serious? He said openly, I'm tired. Come on, bro. When have we ever seen Aerosmith Jr. tired in a damn fight? That shit don't make no sense. So, but I do agree with you, Jeff R, that Derek James need more help now that his camp has, you know what I'm saying, he's taking on more people with AJ and Ryan. But look like Ryan trying to jump ship. You know what I'm saying? Look like he's trying to jump ship and go to Mayweather. I saw Mayweather trying to give him some pointers. And you know how Mayweather, he's an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take the credit for the improvement if Ryan improves. You know what I'm saying? So Derek James, he just stretching himself a little thin. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to like be too hard on him, but at the same time, you know, he talking about they have different days. That's different for EJ. You know, so that's totally different. You know what I'm saying? And now they're talking about how he got out coached. He didn't get out coached. He did not get out coached. EJ couldn't execute because the motherfucker was weak. He couldn't execute what Derek James was saying to him. You know what I'm saying? He was just, you know, I mean, if anybody ever, you know, if you ever lost weight for a game or wrestling or anything like that, when you weight drain, bro, you fucked up. You can't do nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with your style. It ain't got nothing to do with your defense. It got everything to do about your energy. It all got to do about, you know what I'm saying, you being weak, your limbs, you know what I'm saying, your inner core is weak. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the foundation to fight at that weight. You know what I'm saying? And he just found out how deep the rabbit hole went. You know what I'm saying? That shit went deep. He couldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? He got beat up, you know what I'm saying, for it. He got beat up for it. And that's a lesson that, you know, you got to win outside the ring too. You can't just win inside the ring. You got to prepare properly. You know, he just didn't understand 33 is different than 28. You know what I'm saying? It's different, you know. Let me see. Andre Smith said, I think EJ wanted this fight any means necessary, regardless in Las Vegas. Eagle was not 100%. The man looked like, look at the bomb squad and look what happened. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It's just experience, you know what I'm saying? And he just, you know, he had to find out the hard way. He said, whatever happened in Las Vegas, the man could not stop that fight. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Once you get a $30 million, once Showtime back you up and you're the main event, and you know what I'm saying, and you push for this fight. You know what I'm saying? You push for this fight. So whatever happens, you're on a course. You know what I'm saying? You're on a course that you can't, you know, to deviate from. You know what I'm saying? He can't do like Crawford, stop the fight, go fight somebody else, and then come back to the negotiation. He couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was pushing for the fight. See what I'm saying? So, but to me, I would think, you know, that was me, I'm thinking, you know, EJ is doing everything he can to get in shape for that fight. Why didn't he do that? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't or maybe it just took everything to get down to the weight. I just wish I knew, you know what I'm saying, what was going on in that year when Bud bailed out of negotiations. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what Bud Dunn was expecting though. When he broke negotiations and stuff, that's what he was hoping for. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he got. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what they talk about. That's when he broke out in negotiation. That's what they drug Errol Spence Jr. into, you know what I'm saying, not being disciplined enough to, you know what I'm saying, to be at 147 and stuff. That's what they did. He says, Canelo take advantage of Mexican fans. They are loyal to a fault. Yeah, who else do they well, they got who if you ask who else do they got, maybe David Benavidez. I like David Benavidez, but Canelo ain't fucking with David Benavidez, and that's a shame. That's a damn shame because the man been waiting around for years. Him, David Morrell, and this man is the undisputed champion at 168. Now, isn't that silly? You fighting somebody from 154, you know what I'm saying, and you should be fighting, you know what I'm saying, David Benavidez. That's crazy as hell to me. You know what I'm saying? Why would you hold up the 168 division? You know what I'm saying? They could be fighting for belts. Why not win undisputed? Let shit go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to fight at 168. Now, I like this fight with Jamel Charlo because it gives him an opportunity, but the man been out the ring for 16 months. That's the only reason Canelo Alvarez is taking this fight. That's the only reason. You know, he says, "Yeah, pool. They don't care if he dies. He dies." Right? Exactly. You know, B Dog, what's happening? Salute to you. 2 Cent Boxing, what's happening? He said, "What up, pool? What up, chat? What's happening? 2 Cent Boxing. Y'all subscribe to 2 Cents Boxing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She be pulling bars out here on this boxing talk. She be putting in that work too. You know what I'm saying? She know what she's talking about. You know. So let me drop the link in case people want to come up. Let me see. Let's see. I'm talking about Ambro Rose. Ambro West. He says Bill Haney rectified that leaked video on Champside Live. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know why people be on Bill Haney ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a great. He says Crawfish a dirt bag. Of course he is. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, that's why I feel the way he feel. I feel like he juiced and I feel like he drug out the fucking fight instead of trying to fight this man at his best. And that's the problem with boxing today. These guys are always looking for an advantage. But then they wanna brag and stick their chests out after they done fucking cheated. Right? He said Boulevard said 147 is the big money division. That's right. He said Shakur versus Devin probably happened there. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what Shakur. He got them Frank Martin problems, and you know, hopefully Frank Martin is getting what he need out of that camp. Because his last fight, he looked real ugly. So he looked real ugly, and that guy, even though the guy he had was better than we thought. Frank Martin, he didn't the adjustments. He just wasn't. He didn't have the energy. All he had to do was really turn up on that guy, and he would have got that guy out of there because he heard him every time he turned up. And it was just like, man, it's like, why couldn't you get to that second gear? You know what I'm saying? It's like the training wasn't sufficient, you know what I'm saying, for Frank Martin to be successful or more successful, to make it a showcase fight that we were looking for. And it was a battle, you know what I'm saying? Even though he ended up, beating the dude, it just took a lot. It just took a lot, bro. You can see the skills difference, but it's like, bro, you gotta tighten up, because if you fight a Shakur Stevenson, he's not gonna give you those opportunities. Once he beating on your ass, you know what I'm saying, it's a concentrated effort. And of course they're gonna tie that with Errol Spence Jr. if he goes out there and he gets beat up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tie that shit together. So, Frank Martin, he's gonna have to step it up, you know what I'm saying, for his camp, you know what I'm saying, for the reputation of Derek James and what they do over there. So it's gonna be real ugly, you know what I'm saying, if he's not ready. Um, Devin Haney is moving to 140 to fight Prograde. He will vacate the belt with Shakur, and Martin will fight for it. That's cool. That's cool. I just want Frank Martin to toughen his mindset, because he's going to have a lot of pressure on him to win. You know, Matisse and Russell stops Haney easy, probably. You know, what I'm saying if he goes straight into those fights. But what I want is for Devin Haney to acclimate himself at 140 before he goes for the big fights. If he's not going to fight Tank, you know what I'm saying, at a catch weight, or he's not going to fight Shakur Stevenson at a catch weight, I want to see him acclimate himself to 140 because he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just going straight into the big fights. I don't think he's ready for Matisse. He might he might be able to get by Regis Prograde because he's just not looking as sharp these days, and plus he's up there in age. You know what I'm saying? I think Regis is 34 going on 35, so he may have a chance to upset Regis. Regis don't have that reach, and he don't have the footwork to keep up with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? He just don't. He said Cop Killer says he says salute. He says pool mods, boxing fans that joined the live stream. Let's go. Thank you, Cop Killer. That Holy Boy says straight up. 2 Cents Boxing says now they saying that they were training 5 years for Spence. He said I don't think they realize that only confirms you waited him out. They like dumb. They dumb 2 Cents Boxing. They so stupid. They fans don't care about none of it. They just care that he won. He could come out and say, what I'm saying, I ducked Spence for years. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't acknowledge that that's why it don't do you no good to like debate these dudes. He says nobody's helping EJ unless he wants to listen. And I agree with that. For years, people been telling EJ, go back to Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? If you've been, winning with a coach or a strength and conditioning guy and you looked your best, you know what I'm saying, with that guy, you need to go back to him. I don't understand why, Spence is just so hard headed. I really don't. Let me see. He says 10 years in one weight division is crazy to me. He said, I wanted EJ to move up after the Porter fight. Exactly. When he had that fat camp, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even look his best in that fight. He said, after that Ugas fight, he said, Bud, it's all cap. Yeah, he didn't want to fight him while he was still active. And that's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem in boxing. They don't want to fight when these guys are active. They want to catch them when they inactive. You know what I'm saying? That's the new shit now. Catch a boxer that's been out for a year or been out for a time in the ring. Not fight when they're active. Let's see. Andre Smith says, look at EJ before the fight. The mat said his legs felt like quicksand. That's that time out the goddamn. That's that time trying to make that weight and being done with 147. He said Bud and his big homie Vic had special plans for EJ. Of course they did. He says Greeks. He said Errol was drained. That's all. It's not Derek's fault. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have, but he also do need to like make sure he sees that. If you see a man, if you see your boy is you've been there 15 years with Errol Spence Jr. 15 years. You know what I'm saying? If you see he weight drained, it's like that Michael Rivera. He was passing out, man, before that fight. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make the weight. If you passing out trying to make weight, bro, you're not gonna fight well during the fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna fight well. You're gonna fade during the fight. It's like what come on, man. Everybody in boxing knows this shit. Everybody knows this. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't make no sense to me. It's like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look how Mike Rivera looked in that fight. Then you come to find out he was fading, pants it out. He was puking and stuff, trying to make the weight. Bro, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Not that I wanted him to win, but it kind of dampens what Frank Martin was able to do. The man was fucked up. He can't fight at that weight. Why would you fight at that weight when it took everything for you to make that weight? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So 2 Cents Boxing says, what's the deal with Messi, Mayweather, Derek James, and Errol? He said, because why is Floyd messing with Ryan? He's working with DJ and signs to Golden Boy where Mayweather come from. He's working with DJ. Signs Floyd be on some hate shit, bro. He all about furthering his legacy and his name, even if it's attached to a fighter. He want to be able to put his name on a fight and say, okay, he trained with Mayweather. I would give. I bet you. You know what I'm saying? This is just me. Mayweather got sources. You know what I'm saying? And you best believe, if Mayweather wants to see a motherfucker lose, he's going to use his sources to connect with another camp. And what I'm saying is, I'm just saying straight out. I do believe that Mayweather used his sources to tell Bud Crawford what's going on in Errol Spence Jr. camp. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? If he was weight drained, I think they knew it. You know what I'm saying? And Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, he probably don't like EJ because that's how he rolls off his name. And I think he petty like that. That's just the way I see it. I think he's petty like that. He got those. Mayweather knows when a motherfucker running. He knows when a motherfucker's working out. He knows what they eat. He knows that shit because he be paying that money to spy on folks. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he was cheesing. That's why he was cheesing. What's going on, Yolanda? What's happening? That's why he was cheesing at the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was cheesing like a little parrot, like a little cat that ate the canary at the fight because he knew what the deal was. I guarantee you, Mayweather knew what was happening. He says, "Bull be capping," but I think it's his marketing strategy. I think it's his marketing strategy. No, he's just pushing his son. I mean, if that was your son, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you be pushing them like Bill Haney? He made his son a millionaire doing what he's doing. So, we got to applaud Bill Haney for the ways he's directing his son. You don't see too many fathers in their sons' lives like that. Now, would I have, you know, I would have told my son, don't mess with that little Instagram model. I would have told him, I said, look, that little girl done been everywhere. She done been on everybody's arm. You know what I'm saying? She gon' them women, boy, they can sidetrack you. And Devin Haney, he's a laser focused type fighter, right? But you start messing with them little thoughts with the big booties and the little waists, and you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden that's all you care about. And she start messing with somebody else, and all of a sudden you're gonna take a loss. You're gonna get knocked out in the ring because now you looking at her and she with Future, or she with somebody, some rapper. I forgot what these little rappers name, you know what I'm saying? And he looking at that and she's over there hugged up on him. You're gonna get knocked down in the ring. So, you gotta leave these little Instagram famous people alone, you know what I'm saying? Because it could derail you. Amber West says Ryan Garcia got a good fan base that is different from traditional boxing fans. I think Ryan also's move with Mayweather because it's beneficial to both. How they moving right now for Ryan's next fight. Well, Ryan's trying to get some real fights, and he's trying to work on his fundamentals, work on some real skills. So I think he'll be dangerous, man, if he gets some fundamentals up in there, and with his natural speed and his natural power, and he learn how to use his right hand. Shit, Ryan's gonna be a bad, bad dude. You know what I'm saying? If he could stay, if he could stay grounded, if he don't get caught up in the whole celebrity and Instagram bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Become a real, real tough fighter. Hard nose and go out there and you know what I'm saying, use his mind and all that kind of thing with his natural skills. Um he said Cop Killer says after watching the Netflix special on Victor Conte, the steroid dealer, he says Bud deserved to be shamed and ridiculed for being low down cheating scumbag that needed PEDs to beat a lethargic Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And see, you know, you only have one moment to shine. And then, what I'm saying, if you don't go in there natural, bro, it's like go sit your ass down, bro. If you don't go in natural, go sit your ass down, bro. Nobody ain't looking at that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you using tricks and all this shit, it's like go sit down, bro. That's why nobody look at Bud like he a champion. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he move. I call him the Black Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I call him the Black Canelo because he uses Canelo tactics. You know what I'm saying? Andre Smith says the what? The KG hit the on the belt line, cheated heavyweight, cheated heavyweight. Well, what are you talking about, bro? I don't know what that is. The K what? I don't know. I don't know about that one, Andre Smith. I don't know. He says Charles Young said Frank should use Blu-ray as well. Yeah, they both should. I don't know why they hating on Blu-ray. I really don't. I think he's a top dude. I think he's a dude that gonna really build you up. He's gonna give you that, so that real workout to see where you really at. You know what I'm saying? And I think maybe that's why EJ probably didn't use him, because he probably couldn't, take it. Maybe he was afraid that he was gonna put on too much muscle. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. Why EJ is so fucking hard headed. Um, Let me see. Jonathan Park says, I was thinking the same thing. Frank has to tighten up before this fight. He do, because Shakur is a headhunter, and he's looking for heads. He want names on his resume. He want, and he's gonna brag about it. He's gonna do the most. He want his names and lights, and he's a gunslinger. So Frank, said he gonna become another victim if he don't if he don't match the energy of Shakur Stevenson. Right now Shakur Stevenson, he's just waiting to explode. Just like Keyshawn Davis is another one. They kind of feed off that energy under each other. He says, don't forget about this. This is top rank. Yeah, yeah, top rank. Yeah, I just want to see Anderson, like, with some real competition. And even, right now I know he's developing and stuff. But don't act like he's the baddest man in the land if he's going to fight 39-year-old dudes that he's supposed to beat up. But he looked good doing it. Don't get me wrong. He did look good doing it. And I am a fan of him. I like his style and stuff. He just, I just seen him get clipped by one of the worst heavyweights I ever seen with Charles, what's his name? Charles and stuff, Prince Charles. Uh, what's going on, Bruce Leroy? He says Arrows is media hype job. It wasn't snack. Okay, we hear you, bro. He says Mike Rhythm says that Mike Tyson time release mushroom kicked in. What's going on, LS LSX Noah? He says we need to go back to Blu-ray like now. If that man's going even, is that man even going to have a chance? I just don't know. I wish I could go down there and just talk to him. Say, but I just get the feeling that Errol Spence Jr. ain't like that dude that you could just walk up on and give advice. He don't seem like that kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? Just by the people he had hang around him, and when they was talking about when he was living in the high rise down in Dallas, and so he had like Yellow Beezy around him, and he had Rainwater and all these guys, and I'm like looking at the backstory through the eyes of these guys, and I'm like, was Mo3 chasing him and all this shit? And then they said no, him and Mo3 had a great relate. They were cool. They lived in the same building. You know what I'm saying? They never really, what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a bunch of stories. Charleston White coming out talking about Mo3 chased them into a pole to wrecking, and it's just like, bro, it's like this stuff here. I'm just glad that he's changed his life. He's, what I'm saying, and for the better. And he, what I'm saying, he's slowing down instead of getting out all that gangbang shit, because that shit will get you killed. I mean, what, deleted, I should say. Um, he said, dirty, dirty, dirty. What'd you say, Charles? Charles says, when Bud fought David, he said Spence should have moved up to 154. I agree with that. Two Cents says he popped for weight loss supplement, Riviera. Yeah, what I'm saying? The motherfucker passing out and stuff. And I felt bad. I had did a video on him, and the dude, he hit me with a damn copyright. And that dude there, he's like Dominican or whatever, what I'm saying? Hit me with a copyright and shit, saying to take shit down. And because it was a video of him crying after the fight, and he cares about what Dominican man. Come on, bro. What I'm saying? David Morrell gonna have to save y'all, bro. I'm just telling you. What I'm saying? It's like it ain't that serious, bro. I mean, it ain't like you got fighters out there that's really dominating the sport. So we're not gonna feel any kind of way about Dominican boxers. You know what I'm saying? So he told me he feels some kind of way about his content. I'm like, fuck your content, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all about the boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I care about my way people see my videos. I'm like, bro, don't get me started. Don't get me started. He said the way Mayweather looked at Spence fight. He said didn't sit well with me, didn't sit right with me. He said I ignored it though because I wanted to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It really is. And I hate to say it that way, but if you've been watching my live streams, I've been saying, what if Bud Crawford cheat? You know what I'm saying? What if the snack program and Victor Conte, you know what I'm saying, that's a sign that he's going to try to juice before this fight. And I said, we all know that, Bud is not an honorable guy. You know what I'm saying? But just by the way he moves and shit. Just by the way he moves. He's not honorable and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not out the realm of possibility that he juiced before this fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Especially gaining all that muscle. You know what I'm saying? Especially looking like you 25 in the fucking fight. Come on, bro. EJ looked like he was 33, but Bud looked like he was fucking 24. Okay? So, and plus he had more power. Plus he was just as fast. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. He says, I'm not mistaken. I think EJ said it was strenuous on his body when he worked with Blue. Yeah, it's always strenuous on your fucking body. You know what I'm saying? It's always strenuous. Every camp is strenuous on your body. So, you know what I'm saying? You need that. You need to be, pushed. And, say, stop being lazy, bro. Get in there and let that man push you to greatness. You're not EJ until you get pushed to that level. You know what I'm saying? And you could go in there and do what you do. You have the stamina. You can rely on your stamina. You can rely on your speed. You're more quicker. That first step is faster. You know what I'm saying? You're unpredictable when you got access to all them things. So, he needs that. He needs that, you know. And I don't know if that was like just after the car. Well, I think he used Blu-ray after the Manny Pacquiao fight. So, you need to get Blu-ray back up in there somehow. Uh, Andre Smith says, I hear you, Pool, talking about the yeah, man, shit. I'm so tired of Usyk. And divorce. I mean, how many times he done got knocked down, divorce, and man, it's like, bro, you know, that dude, he gonna even if Usyk, what I'm saying, didn't beat him, he's gonna get beat again. What I'm saying? But at least it's a fair situation where, he's not, getting steroided up and stuff like that. At least he's fighting to his abilities. You know, man. I don't even watch the heavyweights, like that anymore because we really don't have the stars like that. So we really don't have people like we just gotta see. I mean, Deborah. I mean, I never thought of him like a superstar or Usyk. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they just putting these guys in there that they wanna represent us. Represent the sport, and that's how I see it. Really, that wasn't a fight. What I'm saying? That I really, I thought Du Bois was gonna get his ass knocked out any motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just not solid. You know what I'm saying? He's not like somebody who's gonna win for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like a belt holder or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. He's like a belt holder. He's not somebody who's gonna have a long reign as a champion. You know what I'm saying? Nigga get hit clean, way clean, too much. He said Bud actually looked bigger than Spence too. He looked like Errol didn't properly hydrate. Yeah. I mean I mean you can see it. If you go back and just look at every Errol Spence Jr. fight, you never seen him that small. Ever see him that small. He always rehydrate up to like 160 or something like that. This fight here, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of strangeness is happening. I believe um, Mosley said, I think he was just weight drained. So he said that's what I'm talking about the man didn't take off his hoodie or nothing. He just got in the ring. Yeah, I just think he was weight drained. He knew he was gonna lose. Because he didn't feel it. So he was weak. He was weak when he went in there. Let me see. Andre says, no, Jonathan Park. What's going on, my brother? He says, I agree with you until the fight. He said, I agree with you until he fights elite fighters. Don't act like he's that number one killer in the heavyweight division. Yeah, man, the heavyweight division suck right now. He said Wilder will demolish that dude. Of course. And if you could have a 35-year-old champion come out there and can beat still most of the guys that's out there, that tells you we got a weak division. Got a weak division. He said they keeping the belts away. Of course, they did that shit to Wilder for years when he was the man. You know, they gave all the shits to AJ. They gave all the accolades, and still, you know how you know when boxing kind of sucks, like when one guy gets all the belts and nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? When one guy gets the belts and nobody really cares, even though he got all maybe but one belt and nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know boxing sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because in the heavyweight division, AJ had every damn belt. You know what I'm saying? Damn near. You know what I'm saying? All what was missing was WBC, right? That your boy Wilder had. He didn't want that belt. He didn't want that belt. And so we got to deal with that. We got to deal with a guy who's supposed to be damn near undisputed that don't want to be the best out of everybody. He's like, fuck that WBC belt. I'll just deal with the belts I got. And that's what's wrong with boxing. How long did Crawford hold on to the WBO belt? He could have been fought Spence, but he wanted to drag the shit out to the end. And see, that kind of shit that rubs me the wrong way, man. That rubs me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You plotted and planned this shit. You know what I'm saying? For 5 years, bro. You ain't no champion, bro. Fuck all that, bro. You are not a champion, bro. You know what I'm saying? You waiting for this man to get weak. You know what I'm saying? You waiting for him to go through just let him go through a couple of more bashes. Let him get go through a few more trials and tribulations, you know what I'm saying, before I fight him. Bro, that is such pussy ass shit, bro. That is the most pussiest ass shit I ever seen. Um Jonathan Park says, yeah, they keeping them belt. Okay, let me see. What's going on, Larry Turner? He says, Spence versus Crawford fight won't right in Eminem is white. I don't like. He says, won't right and Eminem is white. I don't like. I hear you. Yes, but hopefully at 154, what I'm saying, hopefully Spencer have more access, what I'm saying, to his what I'm saying. They're talking about Spence getting a tune up in before he fight Crawford. I don't know if Crawford gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying? Because he had all the advantages at 147. Is he gonna let Spence, you know what I'm saying, let a strong fight a strong Errol Spence Jr. at 54 who have more access to his stamina and work rate. You know what I'm saying? What is he gonna give Spence that opportunity to get a tune up in against Keith Thurman or somebody like that? And then what if he fights Keith Thurman and he too fucked up? You know what I'm saying? To beat Keith Thurman. What if he took such a beat down that he can't beat a Keith Thurman if he did let Keith Thurman fight? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want Errol Spence Jr. to be sharp. You know what I'm saying? They don't want him to be ready for Crawford. They want him to be off before he faced Crawford. And they'll never accept the fight before, you know what I'm saying? If you notice that they didn't fight Earl after the Ugas fight. You know what I'm saying? They waited a whole fucking year and a half later, you know what I'm saying, so that man could stay at that weight. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't want him to be tuned up. They don't want him to be sharp. They don't want to fight an act of Errol Spence Jr. They don't want to fight that dude. They want to fight somebody who's dehydrated, somebody who's weight drained, so he can have the advantage. And that's the shit I'm talking about. That shit is disingenuous. The shit is fucked up, but that's boxing. So that is boxing right now. What's going on, 2 cents? What's happening?
What up, Pool? What up, chat? What's going on?
That's what's up. What's going on? Uh,
Nothing, nothing. Man, I want to hop on here real quick. I wanted to talk about the Usyk fight. I watched the fight and I rewatched the clip, and it was really a low blow. I mean, he didn't get hit in the genital areas, but it was a low blow.
hmm
Y'all don't think that, chat? I
I
think it
think
was
they.
a low.
I think they. You talking about the Ugas
The,
fight with EJ?
no. The boys in Usyk fight, like everybody in the uproar about the low blow, but I felt like it was a low blow. He didn't hit him in the genital areas, but it was a low blow.
Well, I mean, for me, what I'm saying, the Boris either he gonna get beat by Usyk or he gonna get beat by the next guy, Joe Joyce. I mean, beat his ass. I mean, he's just not a top dude to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know for British boxers. I don't like British boxers like that.
Me,
So
me
that's why
neither. Me
I don't.
neither.
You don't hear me talk about it a lot unless it's Lennox Lewis or somebody like that. Somebody with some real skill. Usyk, Mr. Pitter Pat Man. I don't like them motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. It's like they don't bring no excitement to the heavyweight division.
I
Unless it's
like watching Usyk fight. I like watching Usyk considering that he came up from the cruiserweight to the heavyweight, and he making it. He doing it up there, but he's okay to watch. But the rest of them, it's just the whole division is boring. Tyson Fury ruined it, in my opinion.
no, you're right. You're right. But anytime you bring that European shit up in here, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're a whole country, they're a whole ocean away. So you really can't relate to them like that unless they come into the American market and start mixing it up with the American fighters, heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? You can't really relate to them. You know what I'm saying? Because you have all that foreign media, and all they concentrate on is their culture. And you can't even relate to the boxers that they talking about fighting in their divisions over there because you never heard of them.
I
You
try to
know,
watch like the other YouTube channels with the that talk about the different boxes, but I'm just be like, nah.
right? That shit is like, oh my god, you
Because
know.
I want to talk about all the boxes on my channel, but I'm probably not gonna end up doing that. I'm gonna stick to my specific, who I already have, because it's not enough information about them. You don't see them enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So it's hard to
right.
make content.
Like Chris Eubanks will be fighting Liam Smith. Now it's like nobody's interested in that fight, you know, because they're two British
I do want
boxers.
to see that fight actually though. I do want to see that fight because I watched the first one just because I was watching it and the controversy behind it. So I'm interested to see it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Chris Eubanks gonna get his ass whipped again because he
You
can't
think
fight
so?
at 160. Yeah, he can't
He
fight
was
at that
drained.
weight.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he was
drained.
drained. He's just trying to fight. He's selling his daddy name, bro. So he's a Eubanks. So he's a Eubanks Jr. and he's fighting off his daddy name. You know what I'm saying? It's like he never dedicated himself. I don't think he could win against David. He's a 168 pounder. He's a natural 168 pounder, and he should be fighting the David Benavidez's of the world, the David Morrell. He don't want to fuck with them dudes, so he draining himself. I think he was going to fight Conor Ben down at 154 or some shit like that. He gonna get his ass whipped because he was gonna be weight drained. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, of course, we know what happened with Conor Ben testing positive for a banned substance. You know what I'm saying? He's just selling out. He's cashing out is what he's doing. He's gonna go out there, he's gonna get his ass beat again, and that's gonna be it because Liam Smith is not like a big name or nothing like that. Come on, Liam Smith, bro. Then
Right.
he got his ass beat by Canelo. Canelo should have never been fighting a Liam Smith. Uh,
Absolutely.
it's just boxing is just it's just disgusting, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like what did Liam Smith do to get a fight with Canelo except for be beatable? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going
BB.
on in boxing. It's like, bro, you think we're gonna look up to you because you beat up Liam Smith, bro? You done beat up all the Liam Smiths. He done beat them all up. He done beat up Callum Smith. He done beat all their asses, bro.
Hmm.
So now Canelo fighting Jamel Charlo. What do you think about that fight, 2 cents?
Okay, this is my 2 cents. I believe in my heart that Charlo can beat Canelo. I do believe that. However, he coming off the hand injury, and
Hmm.
he's been on that long layoff, and we don't know if Canelo gonna come in there looking like Crawford. So you
Exactly.
you don't know. Of course, because everybody like,
I
oh,
do
Canelo.
know. I do know.
Logically, logically, Canelo didn't look good his last three fights. Charlo's a good boxer. Canelo have problem with people with foot movement. Charlo got power. He got enough power to keep Canelo off. Logically, we should say that Charlo should be able to win. But then you think about the 16-month layoff. You think about the hand injury. You think about you never know, maybe Canelo got it all together now and he gonna come in there on point, so to speak. So you just never know. You never know. And you just can't use plain logic for these fights, obviously.
I know because it ain't no way in the world he's gonna lose to Jamil Charlo in his mind. He's gonna. I look bad my last two fights. My fans did not like me. Now I had hand injury. And I'm like, bro, Canelo's to come out that mug. I'm talking about he's gonna come out looking like a whole different fighter. He's not going to be as slow. You know what I'm saying? He's going to come out there throwing more punches. He's going to be more powerful. And they're going to
Not gonna
overlook.
gas out all of a sudden.
No gas tank problems. He gonna chase Jamel all over the ring, trying to beat up on his arms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Jamel never fought at 168 before, so he's gonna push him. You know what I'm saying? Push him to work himself. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna push him to work himself. And even though I think Jamel got more skills than Canelo, it's just the fact that he's been out the ring for 16 months, and I think that's going to show up. I think that's going to be the biggest problem, him being out the ring for that long. So he's going to have to like really work and not overwork himself. You know what I'm saying? To prepare for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Or it's going to show up. Those 16 months is going to show up in the ring, and he's going to get pressed. The first 3-4 rounds, Canelo going to press the shit out of him. And if he can weather that storm, he will beat Canelo easily. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, Canelo will miscalculate those 16 months. Excuse me. And he'll be able to weather the storm and beat him. What's going on, King? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Paul? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Over there
man.
choking and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just tapping in, bro. I saw you was going live. I had wanted to come holler at you, but the whole Charlo situation, bro. Like this, like I said, bro. I believe that's a fight that Charlo can either win easily or he can struggle, bro. And it depends on their game plan. Like I actually believe that he should use his superior speed, and I think he a better like a sharper boxer than Canelo. Like if he wanted to box Canelo from the outside, he could. And that's what I think he should do. I think he should come in there and gas Canelo out by working him early, staying on the outside, getting up on the points, making Canelo, because and once Canelo realizes he's down, he's gonna start swinging for the fences. Here, he might swing for the fences anyway. And we know he gonna gas after 7. So I would go in there and make him gas, bro. I would never go into that fight at no point in that fight with Canelo trying to bang with him or go mano y mano. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hmm
make the shit easy.
Well,
I
if you
think this
look
is
at
Charlo's fight to lose. Like,
yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, I think that
hmm
everything you just mentioned is good. That's exactly what he needs to do. But it seems like them niggas have a hard time staying focused.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand it. It just seemed like they just get off task in the ring. And I don't know. Like, y'all been working on this whole time. Like, what's going on? But hopefully the weight also is not an issue because he is putting on that weight. I know they say he probably gonna get to like 162 or whatever they say, but
yeah.
you know, he ain't even got acclimated to the weight. So we don't even know how his conditioning is gonna respond to putting on all that muscle because he looked real muscular.
Right. Now y'all remember when Bivol had gas Canelo. Canelo was just sitting on the ropes, man. Nigga ate about at least 15 punches in a row without even responding. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine
Mm-hmm.
if Charlo gassed him like that with the power he got, if Canelo ever gets to a point where he too tired to respond, Charlo will knock his ass out.
Yeah, yeah. But let me tell you something. Now, Jamel, he don't just come right out at you. You know what I'm saying? He boxes a whole lot more than Spence. He fights off his back foot. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the Castano fight, you know what I'm saying? He moved back now when he has to. You know what I'm saying? He will box. You know what I'm saying? He will let a motherfucker push him back. You know what I'm saying? And try to land that left hook off the ropes. You know what I'm saying? He tries that trap move, which somebody they should see coming 1,000 miles away because he does it all fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? He tried to lead you back into the ropes and try to get you to press forward. And Canelo, he's pretty smart. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna fall for a trap like that. So, but what I'm saying, Jamel is versatile. You know what I'm saying? He could go forward, but he does everything behind the jab a lot like Spence. You know what I'm saying? He's just a little bit smarter with it, I think. You know what I'm saying? He's not pressure, he's not a pressure fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a boxer puncher. And I think if he does that style right there that he did against Castano, He should be able to beat Canelo, being a longer fighter, being a faster fighter. But I think that's going to be something that's going to surprise Jamil. I don't think he's going to be. I think Canelo's going to be faster than he thinks, and I think Canelo's going to be applying all kind of pressure. Of course, he's got the politics and the system behind him. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime Canelo hit you 2 times, that's the whole fucking fight right there. That's the whole round right there.
You
You know what
already
I'm
down 4 before the fight starts.
Right, but
saying?
see, that's why I would come in the way I said, because one thing I know for a fact, at this age that Canelo is at, man, Canelo cannot fight 12 rounds at the same speed. Like Canelo would not, you know what I'm saying? By the time the 12th
Yeah.
round come around, Canelo would not be fresh by the 12th round. I don't care. He can pace himself. His stamina is that bad, fool. He can pace himself and still be gassed out in the 12th round.
But we don't know, man. These people got these new technologies that they working with, and they coming in the ring looking the best ever. The older they get.
That's true. Oh,
Hmm.
that's true. But I don't think. I think at this point in Canelo career, I don't think that nigga do no road work. Like I don't
Mm-mm.
see. Think about it, bro. You
Mm-mm.
never see no highlights of that nigga running, bro.
Mm-mm.
You don't never see
None.
that nigga running.
None. That's what it is. Cause his knees, I hear his knees bad, but you'll see him in the gym. That motherfucker look like he got about 850 pounds on the squat thing. I'm like, bro, if your knees bad, why are you squatting that much shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I'm like, man, I mean, like, you already can't hardly move, you know what I'm saying? And them steroids only going to help you. He's probably taking those, them shots, them football players, what is called cortisol that they put in their
Cortisol.
knees and joints.
It's
Yeah.
cortisone.
Cortisone. Yeah. He probably putting that shit in his knees and ass and everything because he's lifting all them heavy weights and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And that shit really don't help for your flexibility in the ring, bro. He looked like trash doing his if you ever watch him like work out or something, he don't look like he working on shit. You don't see no speed, you know. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Then they come out on fight night looking like, going 1,000 miles an hour. It's like, bro, come on, man. Come
See, I
on
just
now.
don't want to see. I just don't want to see Charlo come out there and bang with Canelo. Because first of all, bro, Canelo is dangerous. He's powerful, and he got a chin, bro. That dude got a chin, bro. You can't come out there thinking you gonna knock him out in the first round, bro. Like, don't do that at all.
But he's a ninja turtle. That's his problem. He's a ninja turtle. He ain't got no. He got a neck. You know, what I'm saying he don't have a neck.
Right.
He got a fat. That nigga just put his head down into his shell. You can't hit that nigga, man. It's like he's a little stout, little short ninja turtle. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's tough. He's thick. You know what I'm saying? So you got to outbox him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you swinging for the fences, he don't even have the same head movement that he had before, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had that crazy ass head movement, which I don't understand why people were throwing punches at him when you know what I'm saying? They know he's just gonna move his head. Go for the body. You know what I'm saying? Be smart. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just think I think Bivol showed the blueprint to beat Canelo. And I think Jamil has all the tools to do what Bivol did. If he can gain that kind of mindset and not go off the rails like he did with Tony Harris, and go in there and just forget that he's a boxer puncher and stop falling into this thing where he think he's a knockout artist, baby. That's what he's always saying. I'm a knockout artist, baby. I got
Right.
power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just go in there and just do his thing. Say just box smart, and get an ugly win. A win is a win, but I don't know if you could get an ugly win against Canelo.
So
Right.
you
And you
think
know what?
you gotta knock him out?
I don't think he got to knock him out, but I think if he out, you got to outpoint him like Bivol did. It's got to be clear. It's got to be a clear separation. They're going to give anything close to Canelo, and they can't wait to give him that undisputed, saying that recognition for beating Jamil Charlo. So they can't wait to give him that recognition. Then he got 2 more fights on the contract. Who he's going to fight if he lose against Jamil?
They're
Who
gonna
is
do
he
a
going to fight?
rematch.
Yeah, that's
So that's
possibly.
the
But
second fight.
you think he'll rematch Jamil if he lose to Jamil? Y'all believe that?
I think
Depends
so.
on depends on how he lose. You know what I'm saying? I think if
Uh huh.
Jamil knock him out and he realized that no matter what, Jamil is better than him, he not gonna fight him again.
Yeah, because we know that Canelo would just haul ass and move on to the next one. Fuck that. Yeah, I love he just did that to Bivol. You know what I'm
He'll
saying? He
go.
wouldn't put the. Mhm.
No, I was about to say he'll go fight him another Liam. He'll go find somebody named Liam and make all kind of money fighting somebody named Liam. He'll never have to
Yeah,
avenge that loss.
and look into the camera. Say, I do what I want. I
Yeah.
care. I don't care what the
Facts.
fans say. I did what I want. I was born ready. I'm not scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, this motherfucker. That's real though. I mean, one thing you can say about Canelo, he got that attitude, bro. I don't care what y'all think. I'm gonna do what's good for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good. It's not good for boxing, but shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that little Ninja Turtle right there. Hey, he gonna do what's good for him. He ain't, if you don't have to fight Jamel, and y'all can call him scared, y'all call him what you want. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't doing it. If you don't think he can beat him, Jamel go out there, put them hands on him, or even knock him down a couple of times. Y'all not gonna see that fight again.
Right. Hey, you know what I want to talk to you about though, Poor? Man, I was on Just Do channel before Dubois fought Usyk, right? Man, they had
Hmm.
people calling me crazy. But I said, don't be surprised if you see an upset. Because what I told him was, I say, look, bro, Usyk is undersized for a heavyweight. Them dudes got a lot of weight on him. And I saw it in that last Joshua fight. When Joshua started going to Usyk body, he ain't like this shit. And if y'all know anything about physics, bro, like somebody that's way bigger and heavier than you, the most damage gonna be done when they put all their weight into your body. You see what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
most people think all the damage done when you hit somebody in the head. That's true. But when somebody way bigger than you, bro, the most damage they gonna do is putting their body on your body, whether they leaning on you or punching you. It's just the fact that they so much heavier than you. When they actually use that weight against your body, it's gonna have an effect on you. Like I said, if they
Yeah.
leaning on you, they gonna make you tired. If they punching you to your body, it's gonna break you down. And that's what I noticed about Usyk, bro. So when Dubois went to his body, man, that was a damn knockout, bro. They robbed the hell out of Dubois, man. That was a knockout, bro. That wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't no low
Yeah.
blow. That was a knockout.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Usyk. There are different favorites. Usyk is the champion that the Europeans want to see be the champion. Tyson Fury is the champion that the Europeans want to see. They don't want to see no divorce. They don't want to see say another black man be the face of boxing. So he's
I thought the blow was low though. I mean, I don't think he hit him in the private area, but I felt like it was below the belt.
Well, see, hey, this
yeah.
all right. Now, I was about to say, now you're not wrong, but this what you got to take into account, and referees do too. Usyk, trunks was high, so they all. If you ever notice when they doing they before they touch glove, the referee always look at their shorts and
Right.
tell them whether they high or low. They be like, this is high, so I will allow this. So basically, if your trunks too high, the referee gonna tell you before y'all fight, I'm gonna let him hit you right here because you got your trunks high. Like even though it might look low because it's on the belt or below the belt, the referee will tell you before the fight, yeah, your shit high. So when he hit you right there, I'm not gonna call it a low blow. And Usyk trunks was high.
Hmm. Like I said, man, I really don't. I don't know. I don't get excited when a Usyk fight come up. You know what I'm saying? I will watch it if he fighting like a AJ or if he fighting like a Wild or somebody I feel like that's a threat. You know what I'm saying? Even though he got more skill than these guys, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I don't like watching British boxing that much, guys. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's what I'm saying, an interesting matchup to me. You know what I'm saying?
I,
And like I'll watch Chris Eubanks because his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And even that's becoming a bust. You know what I'm saying? Just different fighters got different legacies. You know what I'm saying? If they father fought before, you know what I'm saying? I like to watch those fights. Uh, man, I don't
hey,
know.
but
British
I
boxing
think
is just.
hey,
Mhm.
I think Usyk done though, Pool. That's why you know I be having them hot takes that people don't want to hear. Like that was a hot take when I told people that Dubois might upset him, bro. But I seen something, like I said in that Joshua fight, and Dubois just let me know that I was right. Like Usyk have a glaring weakness to his body, bro. It's almost like Keith Thurman. And
But if,
none of these other heavyweights see that, man, they gonna be gunning for his body early and often.
but if he fights somebody like Joe Joyce, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna give Usyk problems because that boy is durable. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he hit hard and he can box. Somebody like that will hurt Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a real he got a chin. You know what I'm saying? So somebody like Joe Joyce, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. They don't have a lot of strong fighters like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to look at AJ and see how he's gonna fit up in there. You know what I'm saying? Usyk already beat his ass twice. It's just like I'm just not excited about any of the British heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? About none of them. You know, I think they cheat. I think they all steroided up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just don't trust their system over there. You know, they don't even test outside. You know what I'm saying, of a fight. They don't even see what they're doing outside of a fight. And a lot of this shit is going on in boxing where motherfuckers are not tested outside. You see, people don't understand that you can use steroids, you know what I'm saying, even when you're not in competition. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can use it on the outside of fighting too and get the
Right.
benefits of it. So it's just a lot of bullshit that's going on, man. It's like,
Man, did you?
mhm.
No, I was just gonna say. I was gonna ask you, man. Did you see? Yeah, finish your thought though. You were talking about the steroids. 'Cause I'm about to go to a whole different place with.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, especially in that British system, you know what I'm saying? That even Victor Conte, you know, so if you watch some of his articles, he was talking about how you can beat the system. So they know how to beat the system and still use, bro, and come out. I don't know how the fuck Gardner got caught. How did she get caught, bro?
Cause
You know
she,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
she ain't from she ain't from their motherland, like you said, but that's that British connection. She ain't from their motherland.
I'm like, bro, my sister, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just sure hated that she got caught, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, God damn, boy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know it's fucked up, but, you know, every time you see, all you can think about is how fine she is. You know, like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, damn, boy, you know, I know. You
Yeah,
know, but God.
they got her, bro. But I was about to say, man, did you see Jared Anderson?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was talking about that earlier. I just think he need to keep developing. Keep developing, keep working on his craft. He looked good. You can look good against the 39-year-olds, but I want to see him beat people his age. I want to see him beat somebody with some hands, somebody with some skills. He
I
need
like
another.
him going to the body though, bro. Like he went to the body, man. That shit was beautiful, bro. The way he was going
But
to the body.
yeah, I mean, but you hear what I'm saying though. Like you could beat those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of guys that you're supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? Punching bags and shit like that. But I want to see him fight like somebody who's gonna give him some competition, like Prince Charles did. You know what I'm saying? So he have to think his way through. And you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make him a better fighter. He's not gonna learn shit from fights like this. This is just a fight that's gonna keep him active. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to learn nothing from fighting a dude. What's his name? Andre Reniki or Renico or whatever his fucking name was. He's not going to learn nothing from those kind of fights.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
he makes.
I ain't know it.
But I'm just saying, do you think he learned anything from that fight? Do you think he learned anything? I'm
He
talking.
ain't get no better. But I now this what I did like to see. Oh my bad.
No, no, I was asking both of you. Do you think he learned anything from that fight? Both of you. 2 cent?
Nah, I don't think he
No.
learned nothing.
No, he just it was just a fight to keep him active and build up his confidence. It was a confidence builder, and you know what I'm saying. I just want to see him in some real competition. That's all. That way I can dote on him a little bit and say, man, I thought Trayvon Marshall was it? I think that's his name, Trayvon Marshall. I thought he was gonna be a special one. He went out there and got his ass towed back. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe that shit. Nobody's talking about that damn fight. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon
Man, what
Marshall's
happened
got
to
his.
your
Is that the tall, light skinned guy?
No, you know, dude looked like a goddamn avatar he looked like a black avatar in the ring. One of them
Somebody,
avatar creatures. You
that
you know
motherfucker
Trayvon.
still got beat up.
You know Trayvon Marshall. That motherfucker be throwing them things. And what was that guy named that cheated Fox? That dude Maestri, whatever Maestri went in there and beat his ass, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on in boxing? You know what I'm saying? Beat Trayvon Marshall, knocked his ass out, bro. I was like, oh my God. Y'all didn't see that fight? Oh my God. Trayvon Marshall got knocked out, bro. I mean, when you get a chance, look him up. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Marshall, that he was the next up and coming, you know what I'm saying, dude, you know what I'm saying, top rank. He was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, heir apparent and shit. One of these dudes that was gonna whip everybody ass, and man, he got his ass towed back, bro. I was just like, oh my god, I was fucked up. I was like, gee, I want to call upper echelon because that was his boy. And I want to say, man, did you see your boy, man, how he went out? And it was just experience. He just didn't have the experience. And Maestri went in there and took his time, let him punch himself out, and went to his ass. Y'all got to check that fight out, man. What's going on, Knockout T86 TV in the building? He said, drop the link. Yes, sir. Mike Jones, what's going on, bro? He said, yeah, man, that shit hurt me too, bro. I was just like, God damn. I just dropped the link, Knockout. Let's see, Zach B, he says, the kid, Big Baby, he said, won't get any hard fights or take any real money while he's on top rank. Yeah, but he's building his career and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see his fight too? Did you see the last fight? His last fight?
Talking about Big Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it and
He
stuff.
looked good.
And
I mean, the
yeah,
dude
but
wasn't doing nothing. He was a punching bag.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, how you gonna get better fighting punching bags? He fought a step up fight with Prince Charles, right? And Prince Charles gave him some problems, you know what I'm saying? But he need more fights where he got to think his way through. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought this fight was just a confidence builder, you know what I'm saying? Somebody he could put hands on and stay active. And I don't think this fight really told anything. Especially that's why when I see a Trayvon Marshall go out there and he gets decimated, you know what I'm saying? When he steps up, it's just like, God damn. What's going on, Knockout? What's going on, my brother? Knockout, you there? Thank you on mute, bro. What's going on, Bowley? What's going on, y'all? Hello?
You talking to me? My thing
Yeah.
is slow connecting.
I was talking to Knockout. He was still on mute. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Bowley. What you saw that fight?
There was a little delay in between because I was signing in. Which fight are you talking about?
Did you see Big Baby fight?
Oh yeah. That was a stay busy fight. I mean, I didn't expect too much from that fight. The one that got me up in arms was the fight just before it where Bootsky was acting like I was calling him Galata's cousin in somebody else's chat when I was watching it live. He kept hitting him in the nuts, man. That was pissing me off. It was giving me flashbacks of that Bo Galata issue.
Oh
That fight,
yeah.
You remember what happened in that fight? That caused that big melee. And then George Foreman was on the side. Son, don't do that, son. You don't want to do that, son.
Isn't that the one where he got disqualified and shit? You know what I'm saying? He went crazy
he kept punching Riddick Bowe in the nuts, and then
he just went crazy.
Yeah, man, that was that's the craziest shit. That was 90s boxing. 90s boxing was wild, especially with the heavyweights. I mean, you remember they were throwing chairs. They were jumping in the ring, and then Foreman was trying to protect the announcement crew. And I mean, I didn't think that was going to happen there, but it definitely, it definitely reminded me of that. And then I heard, you were talking about what's my guy's name? The homie with the Dominican channel. He had
Broadway something.
Yeah, Broadway Joel. Yeah. He let me up to ask Jim Lampley a question. But Jim Lampley was talking about it. He said that was one of the scariest times because his daughter was in the audience and she was supposed to sit ringside, but something last minute she changed and she was sitting on the upper deck and he was really worried. But I don't know, man. Seeing FA get punched, that was a low punch. If you want to see what a low punch looks like, that Bootsky dude was throwing straight for FA Jogba's nuts because he felt that power and he knew he was going to get knocked out. But Big Baby did his thing, man. I expected that. There was a stay busy fight. I think they want to keep him in the ring. Maybe the Charles Martin fight, gave him made him step back a little bit and say, let's develop him a little bit more. Let's slow roll it,
Hey, Paul. Now you know what I want to talk to you about, bro. That boy Shoo, man, Shoo.
Oh yeah.
Nice with it. Hey, Shoo so nice with it, bro.
I told you a long time ago, boy. I told you nobody wanted to talk about him when I talked about him. They're like,
you don't want to put me on him. Yeah, you the one put me on, but let me tell
Don't
you.
say nobody, bro. Don't say nobody.
Okay, you know, not gonna be on it, you know what I'm saying? But mostly it was like Just Do. I found out through Just Do. And I was over there when I had time to like go on People Channel, you know what I'm saying? But I be so busy now, bro. But what you were saying, Knockout, go ahead. Now that you in
I
here.
was just saying that shit. Every single Bruce Shushu Carrington fight that done ever happened as a professional, it's a fight prediction on my channel for that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
yeah, I love me some Shushu. But King Judah was talking, bro. I ain't gonna interrupt him. King Judah, go ahead, bro.
No, I was almost done. I was just about to say, man, what I like about the dude, bro, is that, of course, I like outside fighters and, pure boxers. But what impressed me is when the opponent is able to press and get on the inside, his defense on the inside is top notch, bro. Once they able to close the distance, they still can't touch him. And I said, bro,
Yeah.
that's crazy that dude can fight like that on the outside and the inside.
Well, he is 26 years old, bro. So
Okay.
he an older product. You know what I'm saying? Like you would expect him to have a lot more seasoning to him than your typical prospect. I think they need to move him faster, to be honest. Like
Facts.
he need to be fighting. He need to be fighting 10 rounders already, bro. That boy.
I think he like at 130 or something like that. He fight at 130, right?
Nah, he a featherweight. That's why I think
Yeah.
they can move him even like it because of the weight class he at. Definitively, the only one that you can say probably got better boxing skills than him at featherweight right now is Robeezy, bro. But you can't tell me that you can't tell me that if you put him in the ring with like the other top featherweights, you got like a Josh Warrington or Liam Wilson or whoever Josh Warren. He about to fight the dude that just beat Mauricio Lara. I forget his name or whatever. Liam Wilson or Liam something. It's a Liam though. But you can't tell me them other champions at featherweight that Bruce Shushu Carrington can't get with him, bro.
Man, that boy is sweet, man. That boy is sweet.
But the one knock would be that he doesn't seem to have the power to make guys respect him, because the guy he was fighting, man, he was not really caring about all those combinations he was throwing, and he was staying in there and swinging with them. I mean, that might not be an issue with that guy, and it wasn't, but it might be an issue with somebody else at a higher skill level. Maybe that's why they're taking their time there too.
That might be true, but also the other and what's up with it, bro? But also the other thing I would say about that, bro, is shit. Like you can do that, but then what if you get him in there with somebody like Abraham Nova, who proved to be chinny and shit? They got a bigger name and shit. He can end up knocking that dude out. Maybe the dude was just tough. I just think the skills is there, the comfortability to fight inside and outside. I mean, he got it all. He either gonna. I mean, he's 26 years old. I mean, what you gonna do? Make him be a prospect till he's 30? They might as well find out what they got with him right now, and that way, because they got so many prospects, that way they can find out if they need to move on or just really put money on him and try to invest in his future and see if they can make him a world champion. So, it's time, bro. It's time for him to move forward, man.
Oh yeah, hey KO, I wanted to tell you too earlier on we was going back and forth, bro. I ain't ignore you. The reason I ain't respond yet, bro, they got me timed out for 24 hours, but they said I'm cyberbullying on YouTube. So I can't respond to nobody missing.
When was we going back and forth, bro?
That was early. We wasn't like a back and forth, but you know how we do, bro. I said something about tanking. You know how they go.
What channel was that on, bro?
I can't even remember, bro. I can't even lie, bro.
I ain't even noticed, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on one of your videos or what, but I know that was today, bro. But it was either today or yesterday, but I ain't been able to respond
because I ain't made a tank. Oh yeah. You talking about the tank? I probably made it was probably yesterday, but yeah, bro. I ain't shit. You'll never get blocked on my channel. Shit.
Oh yeah. I know it wasn't you. I was just letting you know I wouldn't ignore you. You know what I'm saying? You had said something back, and I ain't get back at you. You know I normally.
No, I didn't think you ignored me. I thought I had cooked you. No, I'm just playing.
Oh,
I thought I had cooked you. You ain't had no response. No, I'm fucking around.
So what do y'all think about, they talking about Jermell Charlo is talking in December for a Canelo rematch. It's like, bro, they haven't even fought the fight yet, and they already talking about the damn rematch.
He talking about
they gonna pull off that rematch.
He talking about he gonna win. He just showing confidence. He said he think he gonna win, bro.
So if Canelo win, if Canelo win, I'm thinking it's not gonna be a rematch. What y'all think? Or is that in the contract?
You know, Canelo one way. He one way rematch king, bro.
Yeah,
he one way with that shit.
I'm gonna tell you a fight that's gonna be good. Tim Tszyu and Brian Mendoza. Oh my God, bro, that's gonna be a good fight.
They're gonna be fighting in the 4x4.
Oh my God, bro.
They're gonna be fighting that same size ring Tony Harrison fought in. So Mendoza better be ready to try to walk him in the shots and shit, boy. Because Tim Zoo gonna be on your ass, boy.
But you already know that's what Mendoza, just like Fundora, you know what I'm saying? I like to stay on your ass, you know what I'm saying? What happened to him? Boom, goddamn
Fundora was
Falloon.
winning it. Fundora was winning that fight too until he got knocked out.
Mm, till he got Falloon. And Tim, he kind of
And
got
Tim
that
Zoo got better
pressure.
defense than Fundora. And I think he hit
Yeah.
harder than Fundora too.
Well, you
And
think Tim gonna get that one? You got Tim in that one?
right now I'm edging him, yeah. Cause the thing is, like again, bro, over there in Australia, he gonna have Brent Mendoza gonna have to knock him out. He ain't getting it on the card. Plus, Tim
Hmm.
Zoo is good enough just to beat him straight up too. It's too much shit in Tim Zoo's favor to me because he can beat him straight up, so he can win by decision by way of pressure. I can see him getting a stoppage in the middle of exchange. Both of them can stop each other. Plus, boxing gonna be on his side and shit because of the politics and where the fight is at and shit. He got a lot of shit in his favor. Brian Mendoza gonna have to put on one of them Jason Rosario's, Sebastian Fundora. He gonna have to get that stoppage to get the W, bro.
So yeah, we looking at Shakur. He talking a lot of shit now. He talking about going to 140. If he go to 140, that's gonna stir up a lot of shit up there, boy. If
I
he
ain't gonna
go up
lie,
there,
bro. The shit them boys talking right now is crazy, Brian. I ain't gonna lie. I heard the little back and forth, bro. When Devin Haney told that dude his mama was a bitch, I was like, bro, you really crossed the line on that one, bro. I don't understand where the hate coming from between them two, but this shit getting serious, bro.
Because Shakur exposed that video.
Yeah.
Shakur acting like the feds, but like basically, bro, I'm all the way 100 with you, King Judah. Shakur exposed Devin and Bill, and he exposed himself at the same time.
Well, all right,
So
listen, let me tell you how I feel about that, because I was on Southern T, and then we was talking about it. They asked me how I feel about the video, right? Because from what I hear, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't hear the whole thing, but from what I got from it, Bill was like, yeah, bro, when Devin was coming up, we couldn't do nothing with Shakur. Like, we'll be lucky, if we landed a punch on Shakur, that was a good day for us, right? Now, mind you, that's cool, but at the same time, I also heard Devin out his own mouth admitted that, yeah, when I was young, I went to Baltimore to try to spar Tank and he beat me up. So it's not the first time Devin and Bill done admitted that when they was young, older fighters got the better than them. So I don't see it no different with Shakur. Because Devin ain't never denied the fact that Tank beat him up the first time he sparred. He never denied it. So I don't see why now all of a sudden we got to act like this is big thing that Bill say Shakur used to get out on Devin when he was young. I don't see why
but
it's
right,
different.
but right now boxing is in a real precarious space because nobody really care about the belts no more, bro. Nobody don't care about the belts. You got to build your name up, and once you build your name up, then people want to see you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't care about Devin Haney undisputed status, bro. He could just let them belts go right now. Tank don't care about the belts. All the best fighters don't care about the belts no more. So I'm like, what do y'all think that does for boxing when belts ain't the desired thing anymore? Pay-per-views and big fights and big names is what it is now. What do y'all think about that? I'm just kind of like fucked up about that. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
gonna make
Like,
it's gonna make the sanctioning bodies and all these like get your shit together. Like if you gonna make the belts mean something, get rid of all them meaningless ass belts. You know what I'm saying? Quit taking money out these fighters' pockets and not telling them where it go. Cause that's what it come down to, bro. Dudes
mm-hmm,
tired of you taking 3% of their shit and they don't get to see where the fuck it go, bro. Ain't no union for them, ain't no health insurance for them. They basically independent contractors that's getting paid on a fight by fight basis. And then here you come. If you the WBC, you take 3%. If I got two of them bitches, now y'all taking 6%. If I got four of them, you taking 12%. And you might screw me over. Like so, Devin Haney, the undisputed champion, right? You know what I'm saying? He
mm-hmm.
was the undisputed champion. He got 3 of the 4 belts right now, but he ain't lose his belt in the ring. And he moving up to fight for the WBC. So they've been taking 3% out of his purse for every fight he done had since about 2019, 2020. And they about to take 3% out of this one. At the same time, while doing that, they aiding in Vasily Lomachenko ducking him.
Right, right, right.
Like, come on,
Well,
bro. Like, that's why niggas is like, man, fuck these belts, bro. Like, I don't care
I'm
about this.
just saying. I'm just saying. But what do you think it does to the sport, bro? It's like when people don't care about the belts, bro. The belts, it was the recognition that you was the man. Now it's just like it's just political cannon fodder. Now you know what I'm saying. People don't give a shit. It's
It's
about
gonna
the
either
name
water it
now.
down, or they gonna have to make some adjustments and fix the shit. Either let these young men know where they money going, decrease the amount of belts that you have in each division, and make it really mean something again, bro. You want if the belts as they are, bro, they gonna keep being watered down because people is now getting too smart for this shit, bro.
Hey,
And
you
then
know
Mm-hmm.
what's a simple
There's
fix?
no
getting
incentive
smarter
for
and smarter,
having
bro.
them.
Hey, you know what's a simple fix? A simple fix for that KO is like you said, the sanctioning bodies want to charge these fighters for having belts, right? What make that a part of they bargaining negotiation? By you having a belt, you should automatically get a higher percentage. That way you cover that fighter getting his money and the money that you expect to get for his sanctioning fees. I think that's gonna kill two birds with one stone, because then that's gonna let fighters know, shit, when I go into a negotiation, I want a belt with me. Because it's gonna be more money on the table because I got one.
Yeah, I agree with that, and just quit having so many, bro. Like that's the simplest shit ever. Like quit letting it be for like it's a world champion. How's it for y'all, bro?
Mm-hmm. Now is
How's it for y'all, the two of y'all? Like make them fight each other and then come together and order shit. Like what's wrong with the WBC and the WBA come together? Be like in the first time ever, we both are ordering these two fighters to fight each other, and if they don't, we stripping both their ass. Why can't they do that, bro?
They did
Just
it
simple
before.
shit
Remember
like
when
that, man.
they did it with Canelo and Callum Smith. That was a
Yeah,
double
do
title
that shit
fight.
more. Do that shit more, bro. Not just when it benefit Canelo because you're trying to get him easy. You know what I'm saying? Like
r-
that was
But
at the
that's the
right.
thing
benefit
with the belts.
of
They want to be
Canelo.
able to make up stuff so they can maneuver and kind of make the narrative however they want it to go. That's why it's no
Mm-hmm.
nothing written in concrete in stone. Like this happens, this is just all of a sudden this can happen. You like, damn, when they was able to do that?
I mean, it's
Well,
not that big a deal. The money's still going to dictate to the sport because they're not going to make certain fights if the champion has a certain amount of sway, or if he's aligned with somebody else and the powers that be don't want to fight. They're not going to make that fight. You know,
Hey,
so
all I'm saying is, bro, if they did what I said, bro, if belts help you with negotiation to get more money, it's like I said, everybody win in. The sanctioning bodies want money. Okay, make more money on the table because the belt is on the line. That's gonna have
mm-hmm.
everybody scrambling to get a belt, and then belts gonna matter all of a sudden. Belts will matter then.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think about this? This is for knockout. What do you think about this Jamel Charlo fight? What do you think his chances of winning? And do you think the 16-month layoff going to show up, or what you think about this fight? I'm interested to see what he come up with. What's up,
I
knockout?
mean, I think he got a chance. Canelo been, you know what I'm saying, falling down lately. It's just the two weight classes coming off the hand injury, 16 months. One thing we can all whoever don't like Canelo, whatever, but that boy got a granite chin. So is your power gonna do anything to him? So you're gonna be on your back foot the whole night, probably trying to box. So if he can box and move around, then bro, he you know what I'm saying, he got a chance to win. But I remember Castano was able to hit him, bro. And Castano don't have the timing or the ring IQ that Canelo got. I remember Tony Harrison had some moments with him, so I'd be crazy if I didn't think Canelo was gonna have some moments in this fight and be able to do some things with Jamel. It's just gonna all come down to can Jamel get his respect and can he box the way he gonna have to box, using his jab, using his lateral movement, and go back to that boxer because the shit I'm hearing about him where he said he don't want it to go to the scorecards, bro. Where he talking about, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. Like, bro, you better not try to sit in that pocket and bang with that boy, man.
Facts.
You need to be boxing and moving, dog. His advantage is his work rate, his athleticism with his feet, and his gas tank. That's what he need to be relying upon. If he trying to get in that bitch and bang in the pocket and trying to show that he can punch two at 168, that shit gonna be it's not gonna go well for him, bro. He might get stopped if he do that. So he got a shot, but it's a long shot in my opinion. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to favor Canelo in this fight. Dude coming up two weight classes, 16-month layoff coming off an injury. You know, that's the type of opponent Canelo look for, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he did choose wrong in that Bivol fight. He didn't go back that way, did he? You
Nah,
know what I'm
hell no.
saying?
Hell no.
He did not go back that way. And if he did, if he let's say he did lose knockout, I mean, do you think Jamel will stay up at 168, or do you think he'll come back down? I mean, stay up and fight like Benavidez or David Morrell Jr., who's those are two nightmares, or do you think he'll come back down and try Terrence Crawford?
I'd hate to say that Jamel Charlo would duck anybody, bro, but I don't see him staying at 168 to fight one of them two, bro. Like,
Hey,
I
said the
love me some
same.
Jamel Charlo, bro. It's Texas all day around this hole, bro. But I can't
Hey,
see him fighting them. If he win, I think he might drop the belts, scatter them hoes, and then the fight will be Terrence Crawford, bro. And then that's
yeah,
probably the biggest money
that's a
fight he can
perfect
get.
that's the perfect excuse to get the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you get the title of being undisputed, and you don't have to fight the monsters up there. That's
So y'all
crazy,
think
bro.
Crawford gonna fight him at 168?
Crawford said he would. We'll see.
Oh, hell no, man. Come
We
on,
got to,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford,
Man,
like, nah, bro. You gotta wait to see what he do. That
if,
motherfucker be lying and
if
shit,
he
bro.
go up to 168 and he's knocking out motherfuckers, bro, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's
Motherfucker,
like,
that motherfucker, that motherfucker negotiating the contract where we can fight at 154 and still had 168 titles on the line or some shit, bro.
oh
I
my
ain't
God, bro. What is
like
going on? What is going on, bro?
just
You know what I'm
saying,
saying?
man.
It's like we're gonna stop making Canelo weights and shit. You know what I'm saying? Coming up there. I mean, 165. Start coming up with new weight classes to fight at for belts and shit. Man, this is crazy, man.
That boy gonna go Ray Leonard on there, boy. Hey man, we can fight for your light heavyweight title, but we ain't in at 168 like Ray Leonard did that dude that time, man.
I
That's
don't, man. I'm
crazy.
talking about we living in weird times, man. It's just like it's all about popularity now. It's all about who got the network deals. PBC. You know, what I'm saying they doing their thing right now, putting on the best fights right now. But I still want to see motherfuckers fight at their best, bro. I don't want to see people fight at a disadvantage. I want to see motherfuckers active. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them fight when they're both active, when they're both doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And then we get the best fights. You know what I'm saying? Now we got fighters, you know what I'm saying, looking for, like you were saying, motherfuckers inactive for 16 months. Let's get it on right now. You know what I'm saying? Now let that man get a tune up in or two. You know what I'm saying? Let him fight Tim Zoo. You know what I'm saying? That would be an interesting fight. You know what I'm saying? Let him fight Tim Zoo. Let him get his hand right. You know what I'm saying? You know what you look like when you fought John Ryder, when you said that you had an injury. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't look that well. You know what I'm saying? You talked about how the fans talked about you, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
now that your hand's better, now Jamel, he's coming off a fucking hand injury. Now he got to fight you. This shit is crazy, bro. You can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna get full credit if he goes out there and he whips Jamel ass. He's gonna get full credit for it, even though that man is coming off a hand injury. You know what I'm saying? So it's just go ahead.
It's fight fans. It's fight fans, pool. If fight fan be making excuses for their favorite fighters, bro. When their favorite fighter be dead ass wrong, bro.
Well,
All
I
fight
mean,
fans do that shit,
I
man. And
do
that's the
do
problem,
like
bro. So
I
he feel
do
like he can do it.
I
Cause
do
think
like
about it,
to
like
look
he
at
get
what's
away
real.
with it. He get
Hmm.
away with it. He get away with it, pool. And guess what? You right. All his fans gonna be like, "Oh shit, undisputed versus undisputed. Canelo won, and this." And then if you go around and you be like, "Say, bro, but he pulled that man up 2 weight classes, and he fought him coming off an injury and a long layoff," they gonna call you a hater, bro, and they gonna ride with
Well,
it. And then
They
all
gonna
this
say
Right,
you
right.
boxing
making
media,
excuses.
all
They
this
gonna
I
say
wouldn't
boxing
give a damn
media
what
gonna
they
give you
call me.
credit and shit.
Knockout. I wouldn't give a damn what they call me. I'm looking at what it is. If that man go out there, he can't handle the weight. Yes, on him. And he did accept the fight, but if you look at it, these fight to me. This is what I'm looking. These fighters are going for the big money, bro. They don't put in all this time for their careers, and it's very few times a fighter can touch $30 million or $25 million.
In a
But when
fight,
you
yeah.
do, when you do get an opportunity, all that training camps that you did, all the ass whipping that you did, don't mean shit. Now it's just about the bag. So now it's about touching that biggest, highest payday that you. And I think with Jamel, this is the highest payday he's probably going to get
Oh, it's
fighting an opponent.
without a shadow of
Hmm.
a doubt. I'm saying why guys like Canelo are able to get away with it and still demand huge paydays and still because fans that support guys like him are gonna be okay no matter what he does.
Hmm.
And that's why he's
Hmm.
able to do it. Like you have very few fight fans that like I know for a fact if Devin Haney move up to 140 and he announced that he was fighting Rolly Romero, I know King Judah wouldn't be okay with that, bro. But very few Devin Haney fans will move like him. Like Tank
Right.
Davis, if he announces this fight with Eastside Pitbull Cruz, I'm going to cook him. I'm going to be very upset with that fight. But other Tank Davis fans are probably not gonna move like that, bro. It's fight fans being okay with their fighters doing sucker shit that allows them to keep doing the sucker shit that they doing, bro.
I don't think no Tank fan wants that Issa Cruz fight. I don't
It's
know
I,
who
I,
would.
it's some that
I'm
don't care.
gonna tell
It's
you
some
this.
that don't care. I talk to them all the time, 2 Cent. It's
I'm
some
gonna
that
tell
do
you.
not. They just love them some Tank, no matter who he fights. Shit, somebody told me that they prefer the Sean O'Malley fight because they want Tank to get as much money as possible.
Facts. That's how they be though. But the
I'm
shit
gonna
be
tell you.
crazy, bro.
I look at it like this. I want these fighters to stay active. And I know certain fighters have discipline problems, you know what I'm saying, if they're not active, right? And for me, I don't want him to get rusty. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like that because I think Tank is a better fighter when he stays active. And if he don't fight, if he can't make the fight with Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, I want him to stay active. And that's what I look at it from that standpoint. It ain't about loving Tank. It's about him keeping those skills that we see right now. Right now, he's in a rare form. And
Yeah.
when fighters get in a rare form, I want them to stay sharp. Yeah, I don't care if it's Devin Haney. What I want him to stay busy. If you can't make the fight, but don't stay out the ring for a year. Don't stay out the ring for 14, 16 months trying to look for a big fight because now your skills are starting to, you're getting rusty. And you know what I'm saying? When you go out there now, it's like, god damn.
Hey,
You know what I'm
Pool, I'm
saying?
with that, bro. But if he gonna fight somebody that need a translator up there with him, bro, at least give me like a Williams or Pater, bro. I ain't like if you gonna if it's gonna be somebody that need a translator, bro, give me somebody new, bro. At least give me like Williams or Pater or something, bro.
But I did think Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? I like the way he went at Tank, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think Tank was getting ready, before he hurt his hand. I think he's getting ready to knock him out, but I like the way Ortiz came
Oh,
forward. I think
you talking about Pitbull?
Yeah,
Pitbull.
Pitbull Cruz.
Yeah,
Cruz.
yeah. Pitbull. I like the way Pitbull came at him. It was an exciting fight because Pitbull don't hold back. He be throwing them haymakers all night. He's trying to knock your ass out. I like the way he fight. And if he's gonna have a stay busy fight, have an action packed fucking fight. And he could. These guys are young, and they can always. The next fight is always going to be pressure to fight a Shakur Stevenson. The
So
fight.
you saying if the year is
But Pitbull looked bad in
Hector
that last
Garcia,
fight
if
for
the
him.
year was Hector Garcia in January, then Ryan Garcia in April, and then in the year with Pitbull, you ain't tripping.
I ain't tripping. I think they're young
Oh,
enough to get it in. It ain't nobody else out there to fight but the top dudes right now.
this is where I would agree with you, bro. If it's Pitbull or somebody like that, I need you to do what you did with Hector and Ryan. If it's Pitbull, it's part of like a 2-fight deal, and the second fight is a big fight, then all right, bro, no problem. But if
Yeah.
it's just Pitbull, I'm gonna be like, dog, like, nah, I
Well,
can't.
for me, I want to see all these guys stay busy. I think the violation is being inactive because now you're
Yeah.
not going to get the best product when they get back to the ring. And I think we see this, saying in a lot of incidents that these guys are they're not keeping their skills together. They enjoying the money that they're making. They're making, I ain't gonna say they're making too much money, but now they're living a lifestyle that they're cultivating on a rich man lifestyle, and then it's killing them. So it's killing
Mm.
the fighter instinct. You know what I'm saying? They going out and enjoying life, going to Walt Disney World and doing all kind of shit, vacations, and you know what I'm saying. And then when they get back to the shit that made it possible, now they're a little dull. You know what I'm saying? The heart is not they're not as hungry. You know what I'm saying? So and you see it in the ring, man. It's like God damn, And the person that's really staying to the grind and keeping their skills up, they're gonna whip their ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
that,
Hey,
we just seen it, bro. We just seen this shit. I feel
hmm
you.
right.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question though, bro. Now, the Shakur and the Frank Martin, that shit been mandated or whatever. Now I'm gonna give y'all my opinion, but I want y'all's. I hear people saying stuff like on both sides, I don't agree. I hear people saying, man, Frank Martin about to walk through Shakur. I hear Shakur
hell
about to
no.
walk through Frank. I hear Shakur about to walk through Frank Martin. This is my opinion. I favor Shakur to win this fight, but I think he gonna face more adversity than he ever did. We gonna see Shakur get hit more than he ever got hit. That's my honest opinion, right? But my thing is, I'm calling it right now. If Shakur do go in this fight, bro, and he get hit more than he ever got hit, he face some adversity. We not gonna hear that double standard that Shakur got exposed, like we heard with Devin Haney when he fought a 50-50 fight. That's the shit that get me, because I do believe Frank Martin gonna make this fight competitive. But we not gonna hear Shakur got exposed though. That's the shit that kind of gets me. But first, the first thing I want to know from y'all is, how do y'all see it? Do y'all think it's gonna be a wash either way?
Nah, I think Shakur gonna outbox him, man. Because I don't think Frank Martin's explosive enough. I think that counterpunching style of Shakur Stevenson is what I'm saying, it's tailor made because as soon as you come in, he's gonna slap you with that left hook. You know what I'm saying? He's fast with it. He's a defensive boxer, and I don't think Frank Martin is creative enough. You know what I'm saying? Even though my heart, I'm going for Frank Martin. I just think Stevenson's is too skilled you know what I'm saying, too fast of a boxer, you know what I'm saying, for Frank Martin, he's got to get, I mean, in his last fight, man, he looked terrible, bro. Even though he don't have the adjust, he don't adjust quick enough.
I think he lacked
And I,
the experience.
yeah,
He
and I,
don't have the experience.
yeah,
I think
it's just like,
anybody that's only been boxing 10 years gonna have their hand full with Shakur, bro.
yes, sir, man. Shakur is,
I think Frank Moore might be competitive first head. I think Shakur gonna 8 for him, maybe 9-3 type shit.
yeah,
Frank Moore gonna have his moments, but to just it's gonna be like what's a good? It's gonna be like watching shit. What's the one? It's gonna be like watching Devin Haney and maybe like a JoJo Diaz, but more athletic and maybe getting off a little bit more where maybe he win 3 or 4 rounds, Frank Martin, but Shakur gonna win by 8 or 9 rounds and probably get a clear decision on him.
I
It
got
it
you.
hmm
I got
depends
you.
though. Like I think with with Frank Martin, it depends on what Frank Martin shows up. If he comes out there, and I didn't speak on I didn't speak on what I thought Spence should do against Crawford, but I'll say what I think Martin should do against Shakur. I think he should come out there for the first 2 rounds. He should keep moving around. He should put pressure. He should put pressure on on Shakur, feel him out for 2 rounds, understand exactly what he's doing, and then after two and a half rounds, put the pressure on because you know that Martin has the athleticism. But somebody like him is going to need time to collect the data and understand how Shakur is moving. That's why I say he should move, not worry about throwing power early in the fight. Understand how Shakur moves, get his timing down, and then go forward. And he should pressure Shakur. Otherwise, you let Shakur sit there, he'll pick his ass apart because that's
I
just
well,
how
agree,
good the
bro.
boxing is.
the only way Frank gonna beat Shakur is if he punch with Shakur, and he's gonna have to hurt him. He's gonna have to hurt Shakur because if he allows Shakur to sit up there and box him and pick him apart, and Frank got confidence problems too. You know what I'm saying? He don't like just go in there and do what he knows how to do. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of hesitant. He's a counterpuncher himself, really at heart. They're trying to change him into a pressure fighter, but he's not a pressure fighter. He's more of a counterpuncher. And I just think that having that ambivalence between the styles is going to hurt him because I think Shakur is the type of fighter. He got so much fucking speed. He got so much talent. He's sure of himself, and it's going to show. It's gonna really get Frank off his game, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get outboxed or he's going to get stopped. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go, right there. That confident. You said you hit the nail on the head. The things he got to do to win the fight, and Bole was right about chilling the first 2 rounds, then pressing him. I don't know if he got what it takes to press Shakur. I think Shakur gonna be able to lull him into trying to box with him at mid range, and then the fight's over with, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but see, one thing I do like about this, it's gonna be interesting, bro, because we all know Tank got, I mean not Tank, Frank got some skills, but you know what I'm saying? We know he lacking experience, but the skill and the talent is there, right? But one thing he do have, bro, he got power. His power real. Like I don't watch that dude hurt people. I done seen him get knockouts, and even that last fight he didn't look good in. I think he broke that dude eye or something. He fucked
Yeah,
that
but
dude eye up,
the
bro. So
problem is, Judah. The problem is you got to be in range. You got to be able to hit Stevenson, and Stevenson is one of the motherfuckers that is not going to let you hit him. You know what I'm saying? And he going to make you make all the mistakes by trying to reach him. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he's going to be fucked up at right there when he's trying to punch with Stevenson. And Stevenson, said he's got that distant control. He's got that left hook right there waiting on your ass when you try to come in, and he's going to slip out to the side every time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see, man. I was just like, damn,
yeah,
Frank he don't have the creativity, you know what I'm saying, to get in there. Stevenson gonna see everything. And I just think he's one of the best boxers that's out there, you know what I'm saying? You go forward and you know what I'm saying, he's gonna get you. He gonna hit you first and he gonna be up out of there. That's his game. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an amateur style, but it's effective. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
See,
And
me, I
he
don't knock nobody. For, like I ain't like when it come down to who gonna win. Like I said, I favor Shakur, right? But I ain't one of these people that's like, oh man, this dude about to get washed. Like really and truly, I like them both a little bit. So really, bro, I just want to see a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no dog in this fight, and I just want to see a good fight, and I think it's gonna be a good one. Like I don't see a
mhm,
wash either way. I'm not gonna lie. Now I can see what y'all saying, right? About Shakur.
mhm.
Even if Shakur 9-3 him. I think it's gonna be so spread out that the fight gonna seem good. Like even if he get 9-3, you see what I'm saying? I believe they're gonna be so spread out that he gonna have his moments throughout that fight against Shakur. Like I don't see Shakur just taking over to a point where Frank lose 5-6 rounds in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see that.
I
Yeah,
can see him frustrating him because the other guy was frustrating him. The last guy he fought, and his experience was kind of showing over Frank Martin.
That was a good fight. That was a good fight for Frank Martin going into this next fight. If
hmm
he's fighting Shakur next. I mean, I think for me watching Shakur versus Nakathila really opened my eyes up to like how Shakur thinks. And Frank can put something on him that will make him. That's why I say he should for 2 rounds he should lay back. He should continue to put pressure, but not worry about throwing too many punches. Measure him, understand where he moves, and then after a certain moment when the fight gets hot, you don't want to give certain guys time to think. You give Shakur time to think, and he's like Usyk. I call Usyk a mad scientist. Shakur is a mad scientist in there. You put that pressure, you can run him into mistakes. It only takes one punch. So I've seen him. He really didn't like what Nakathila was throwing back at him, and like Judah said, Martin has that athleticism, and he could hurt guys too. He dropped Ortiz in the amateurs. So and
he's
you see
gonna
how
have to be. He's gonna have to be sharp though. He's gonna have to be sharper than he was against that guy he fought, that European guy. Just so many
Hartun,
mistakes.
Hartunian,
Yeah, yeah.
Hartunian.
He's gonna have to
But
be he's gonna have to be like super sharp against Shakur.
but
Um,
to
yeah,
take the
mhm,
positive from it though, if you could switch it around, you can look at it like he made some mistakes, but he sure did hit a fast sprint in that 12th round and produce when he needed it. And that
mhm.
shows a lot. That's the positive side of it. Like yeah, the negative side is he just kept trying to win that fight one way. But once he put that aside, in the back half of that fight, he really put it on that guy. He outclassed him in the back half, and especially in that 12th round when he forced him to take a knee.
Well,
And
That was due to Derek James. So telling him, hey, you got to knock him out.
right,
He was telling him, you got to go out there and knock this guy out. See, he should have came up. He should have came on to that adjustment on his own. To me, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, you losing this fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you letting this guy? Every time you hit this guy, you hurt him. How can you not see that? And I was just kind of disappointed because I was like, damn, Frank. I mean, shit. You see, this dude can't handle you, and it's like he didn't have the conditioning or something to take this guy out, or he was just apprehensive. And I think that apprehensiveness is the thing that Shakur going to take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? For him to, you know what I'm saying, really get his game plan down. He got to go in there with a solid game plan, bro, against Shakur, and not fall into the traps of lunging forward and getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He's got some kind of way he can't stand in front of Shakur and let him figure him out. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to do maybe like a Sean Porter thing. He's got to move and move around and pick his spots and, you know what I'm saying, trade when Shakur throws. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to throw at the same time and hurt Shakur. And I think if he can hurt Shakur, he'll get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
If
yeah,
he can do it.
he was definitely hunting the knockout, and he wanted to be the counter puncher against Hartunian, and that just wasn't working, and that's probably not going to work against Shakur because Shakur, is gonna be smart. You're gonna have to put some pressure. You can counter punch him, but you're gonna have to stay on him. You can't just lay back and let Shakur do what he does. That's trouble.
hmm
That guy's
Yeah,
too
because
good.
he could do that all day.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he could do that all day and shit. Counter
yep.
punch you. Stay on the outside and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine says Frank watches tape. He said the question is James watching? Is he watching tape? Well,
Wow, that's
I
not
just
fair.
think he needs a whole camp. He needs a whole. I don't know what he's getting paid by these fighters for him to continue with a full time job. I think he need a team, a training team, not just him with the little hand thing. I think he need a team, just like Bomac. Because who went over to Bomac? Damn, some fighter went over there to Bomac to train.
A
Damn, I
bunch
can't
of
think of the.
Amir
Yeah,
Khan,
yeah. Not only
Chris,
no, I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about
Chris
right now.
Eubank,
Somebody,
Chris Eubank.
yeah, Chris Eubank went over to damn Bomac. You know what I'm saying, to train and stuff. So he got a team, he got a system, and I think Derek James need to develop a system and have a team so you don't have to work on everything. With these fighters, if you get 2 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Thursday, that really ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get back to the old school where he's really training these fighters, you know what I'm saying, taking the personal time out to work out all the scenarios. You can't do that with all them fighters, not when you just got yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you picking at Bomac that he got a team. No, bro, you know they need to be working on their defense, working on their offense. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think if he had a team like that and the resources that they all could be there together working on shit. You know what I'm saying? And really pushing each other. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in their camp, nothing like that. But I'm just going off of what I seen Frank Martin look like and then what EJ looked like in the fight. So, you know what I'm saying? This shit is it's just kind of crazy, man. It's like I'm just disappointed. So I want to see James' system win, but you want him to open his eyes if there's any flaws in what he's doing over there. You know what I'm saying? So James
Yeah.
Will says, "Fool."
No,
Go
I
ahead.
agree. I agree with you, Pool, about what you just said. But the main thing I think Derrick James needs, because like, all right, bro, I think everybody should be doing that. So okay, Derrick James seemed to specialize in catch and shoot. You know what I'm saying? Close quarters combat. You know what I'm saying? And working your jab, right? He got good. He teach defense too. Keep your hands up, like I said, catch and shoot. But bring in another specialist, bro. Because one thing your fighters lacking is, like you said, creativity. They lacking a little bit when it comes to fighting from the outside. I don't think it'll hurt to find a guy that you can bring in who specializes in that. You know how many of these dudes, bro, who used to be boxers, even though they didn't make it, you know what I'm saying? Even though they didn't make it as a top-notch boxer, some of these people really do have good knowledge and they can train a top-notch boxer. They just wasn't a top-notch boxer themselves. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I would
Right.
bring in a guy. I would bring in one of those slick fighters, somebody that can fight from the outside, who can teach my fighters how to mix it up. They can give them the knowledge I can't give them. Because obviously, when I boxed, I wasn't that type of fighter. But I would have somebody in my camp that can do the real talk. But if I was a trainer, I would have a different type of for anything my fighter might run into. I would have somebody on my team that can teach them that.
hmm I think somebody like a Jermaine Ortiz would be good. You know what I'm saying? Somebody with some fast reflexes, fast footwork, somebody explosive. What I'm saying? You just find somebody who's as closest to Shakur style as possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of hard because the boy got so many damn gifts,
Got a
in his
southpaw.
body.
Got a southpaw right there in camp. He got one of the best southpaws right there in camp with him.
But they got to find somebody that can mimic Shakur though. It got to be an outside
Right.
fighter. It got to be an outside guy.
Errol could do that.
Mm.
He
What's
could
up,
do
Paul
that.
Counter?
What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Moet? What's happening, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Just want to salute to you for going live. Always appreciate you creating this platform. Shout out to King Judah, everyone else on the panel.
Shout out, brother.
Man, I had to jump in this because, man, I love what y'all are saying about the potential Frank Martin versus Shakur matchup, and I kind of look at it from the perspective of EJ versus Bud, right? And we saw how Bud had that comprehensive team of trainers and dietitians and all of that. I feel like Frank would have to level up. Frank can't make the same mistakes that Earl probably made going into the fight against Bud. Although we do believe Bud might have had some extra stuff working in his favor that probably wasn't legal, but nonetheless, I think Frank, he probably need to add one or two additional coaches to the team because Derek might be stretched too thin. And
hmm
he needs all the work that he can get because Shakur gonna be working out with Bud. Bud gonna make sure he come out there ready. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So Earl gonna
That's
have to
right.
work with Frank, and they gonna have to find, like King Judah said, and like Paul you said too, and I think the Queen mentioned it too. You're gonna have to find some formidable opponents. You might have to go pay Shushu or some of them, or even that
I
young
say
mm
guy
right hands though.
Carrington. You're gonna have to pay some of them guys, give them $1 million and come into camp because you need somebody to give you some work.
A million? No way. It's too much money.
No, but you know what he's saying. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Whatever it is.
Giovanni Cabrera is a good one. He has that. He has kind of like a mentality like Shakur, the guy who fought Esau Cruz in the last fight. If you're talking about mimicking the style. I mean, like he fights kind of at the same pace as Shakur. He does a lot of the stuff. He likes to dart in and out. Prefers to
Mm-hmm.
box. Probably, he's not going to probably be a puncher that would uh that would bother Martin too much. And I don't think Shakur would bother Martin too much with the power either. But if you're not moving well in the ring, Shakur can hurt you.
Yeah,
But
that's
shit,
fact.
either that or you're gonna have to buy a box of flies and shit and spar them motherfuckers because it's hard to hit Shakur. It's
It's
hard to
hard
hit
to
them,
hit him.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just punch at flies, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They be in and out. You know what I'm saying?
I I, I
See
will
what
say
it is,
this.
bro. Oh, go ahead, bro.
My bad, King Jude. I just want to get this last one off. The one thing that will work in Frank Martin's favor if the fight is made is that Frank stays in shape. Frank is never out of shape. So I believe that he'll be able to go into camp and really take it to a level he's never been to before because he's already coming in shape. It won't be a fat camp for him, So, and he's been busy this year too. So he's been active. And I think those things will play in his favor if they're able to get this done before the end of the year.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear nothing else about no timing off. You know what I'm saying? Your timing off because you ain't in the ring fighting. You know what I'm saying? That's your problem,
Right.
bro. Don't come in here till my timing was off. Your time, we know why your timing was off, bro. It shouldn't. If you fighting for $30 million, bro, your timing should be on. You know what I'm saying? If we paying $89 for pay per views or $100, whatever, your timing need to be on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
Right.
hear about you, all the rest should be out. You should be training. Everybody expecting these fighters to be in top shape when they fight. That's why you get paid the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coming in and you should know your body. You know what I'm saying, when you fight. And this is something that, we just think is, a given. You know what I'm saying, with every fighter that comes into the ring. If you know you're not 100%, cancel the fight. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? The money will
Right.
be there, bro. When you get back, make sure that you're the
Yeah.
best version of yourself. That'll get,
And
because
you know what?
once everything.
No, I was just
What's
about to
it?
say I was just going back to what we was talking about too with sparring. Now they ties to what you're talking about, how they timing off. Is like you said, they staying out the ring too long. And on top of that, it go back to what we was talking about sparring. Back then, bro, in the Ali eras, like they got top-notch sparring, bro, because they wasn't just sparring with the average guy in their ring. They was linking up with other elite fighters to get ready for big fights, right? The reason why these new age dudes can't do that because everybody's so messy and everything that happened in sparring actually leaks out that elite fighters don't want to spar with elite fighters. Because you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your good days and your bad days. Now on mad day, niggas leaking about what happened. Remember that day I beat your ass up in sparring? That's why elite
Right.
fighters can't get elite fighters to help them out. You know what I'm saying? So we just living a miss ass era, bro. Because like I said, look at Frank Martin. Frank Martin trying to get ready for Shushu, right? Really
Hmm.
his best, the person that can help him the
You
best get
mean
ready
you
for that
mean
fight.
Shakur? You mean Shakur Stevenson? You said shoo shoo.
Oh, that's
Well, I
what I
know what
meant. But
you're saying.
I was thinking about Shusha though. I mean, think about it, bro. Like, if you need to look for a Shakur, the people you want to get is somebody like a Devin Haney, or you want somebody like a Hitchens. You want them type of dudes. But shit, Frank Martin and talked all kind of shit about Devin. You can't get Devin to help you. I don't know about him and Shushu. Like Shushu would be a good look, somebody that can simulate Shakur a little bit, but. Shit, everybody don't nobody want. What I'm saying is these elite fighters don't want to spar with the other elite fighters because when Mad Day come, you tell them what's happening in sparring.
Well, not only that, that's a potential opponent. You know what I'm saying? Cause we saw like when you saw Larry Holmes beat the hell out of Muhammad Ali. He was his sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? When you saw I forgot what the name was that fought Roy Jones Jr. That was the first time I see Roy Jones get dropped. When he
That's
fought his
fact.
sparring partner.
That's fact. That's how
So
Buster Douglas got Mike Tyson too.
Yeah,
right, you know what I'm saying?
That was Lou Duval. That was Lou Duval that knocked down Roy.
What's going on? Who's real? Rami and Millie Jones. What's happening, y'all?
No,
Um,
I feel you on that though, Pool. But still, me personally, I'm just telling you what I would do if I was a fighter. I still would fight somebody that may be below me. Like I don't think Frank Martin would be crazy to go get a dude in the lower weight class that can simulate him. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it,
mhm.
Shushu smaller than Frank and younger in the game than Frank. So Frank and Shushu may never fight in their career. You know what I'm saying? They may never actually be in a position to fight each other ever. So I think that's somebody you can bring in.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of talent out there, and I just don't understand why they can't find somebody. You know, the top guys are still out there. You know, saying developing their game, but there's somebody out there that fight like Shakur Stevenson, somebody that's got the speed, somebody who fight that in and out style, and they don't necessarily have to be Shakur Stevenson. It's just somebody that emulate what he does in the ring. Somebody who's just as fast. Even if you have to get a 150, 15 pounder, you know what I'm saying, for the speed to be in and out. I mean, you just got to kind of use your mind, you know what I'm saying, put together the obstacles that you're going to face in the ring to be able to answer what Shakur is going to bring. Now, his timing is a different thing. That's something that's, you know what I'm saying, that's something that you can't really emulate, you know what I'm saying, his timing, because his boxing mind is on another level. So that's just something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you a matchmaker or somebody who's trying to get these guys some good work, that's a hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And get them to come to your town, or you got to go to their town, and you got to figure all these things out. Because these guys don't get paid a lot of money to spar. They don't get paid a whole bunch of money and shit. You know, depending on who it is. You know,
Hey,
because
is
people.
Abdullah Mason? I was about, is Abdullah Mason and Shushu they the same weight class or what?
Well, people sure it depends on what fighter you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like a fighter, a lot of these, like Frank Martin, he's a name, but I don't think he's a name that can pay you 5,000 a week or 10,000. I don't think he's somebody who could pay you that kind of money. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not an Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? He's not a big, huge name. So do we have the money, or do we have the backing so he can get those kind of sparring partners? You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I don't really know that, but I don't think he do. I don't think he got that kind of name where he can get those kind of spots. He have to deal with what he got in his camp. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't. I don't know if he got that kind of loot to get those guys. He said these dudes are so emotional nowadays, running their mouth and gospeling like some damn 304. That holy boy, that holy boy. Yeah,
Hey,
and
that's
then they
facts though.
get and then they get your ass on film and put you out there on blast and shit. And they'll cut the shit so they only show the parts where he's whipping your ass. You know what I'm saying, in the ring.
I think about that leaked Bill Haney video that's got like the boxing world in an uproar.
I told y'all what I thought about it. Like what it is, bro. When it's Devin Haney, everybody looking for a reason to make something out of nothing. The reason I tell y'all I think it's something out of nothing, because I'm gonna give y'all an example of what I mean by that. I told y'all, so Bill Haney, basically what I heard Bill Haney say is that, when Devin was young, Shakur was his big bro. Shakur was the big bro. And Shakur used to get out on Devin. He said every day we came in there against Shakur, any day we landed 2 or 3 punches on him, that was a good day for us. Because Devin couldn't do nothing with Shakur. He was the big bro, right? Now, the reason I don't think that's nothing at all and people making it something, because I also heard Devin out his own mouth say the same thing about Tank Davis. Devin said, man, the first time I went to Baltimore to spar Tank Davis, he said Tank Davis beat me up. So my thing is, how you gonna choose to say that, man, Devin just got exposed because he said Shakur beat him up when he was younger, when Devin himself told you that Tank beat him up too when he was younger? So how did he get exposed if he already said that about another fighter too?
Well,
How
one
you,
thing one thing about it, and I know this off this kind of subject, but I think Frank Martin said he sparred Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? He sparred Tank Davis once. I don't know for how many rounds, but he talked about sparring Tank Davis. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So some of these guys they're in the same circles, and before they got with their different promotional companies, you know what I'm saying, they know what each other's about in that ring, even though they've gotten better over the years. You know what I'm saying? They have had experience with each other. You know,
Well,
Devin. Go ahead.
yeah, two Cents was talking about that leak that Bill just had. Bill Haney had a leak when he was telling people, I think it was a leak from like a couple of years ago. Shakur actually leaked it. Shakur leaked Bill Haney saying that Shakur used to get the best of Devin. So now everybody's saying, man, Devin Bill just exposed his own son because he said Shakur used to beat him up. I'm trying to figure out how can somebody expose their son if he on record for saying this 4 years ago. Devin knew he already said it. Everybody knew he said it. I'm just trying to figure out how people can pick and choose to say somebody got exposed. How you expose yourself? Like you expose is if you leak something that they didn't already say publicly. You see what I'm saying?
Well, also it's sparring too. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fight. It's different. You know, Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, when he's inspiring, they say he different when he's inspiring than when he, saying he is in an actual fight. So you know what I'm saying. So when you talking about sparring, that's just practice. You know what I'm saying? We kind of getting mixed up. We kind of getting sparring mixed up with fighting. You know what I'm saying? When you fighting, you going for it. You know what I'm saying? You strategizing, and say you bringing everything together that you did in sparring. In sparring, you working on certain shit. So unless they agree, like Devin and Shakur did, no, Devin and Tank did, and went to what somebody dropped. That's a little bit different. So that's not sparring. That's just two guys in there trying to see who can outlast. And you never know if back then, Tank, he had those issues with his weight. He wasn't in shape all the time. So you're not getting the best out of both fighters. Devin was mad inexperienced back then and younger. So you're not getting the best, what I'm saying, like unless they, get in top shape and then they're sparring. You see what I'm saying? You're not
Well,
really getting the best. Hmm.
they just using that type of stuff and footage to play on their fans that don't really know what's going on. Because the video
Hmm.
is 4 years old, so it's not even relevant to today. So it's just
And that's what I'm saying too. Since it's like people now trying to take that, like I said, anything that make Devin look negative, people try to turn that shit into law. So now they trying to say Devin got exposed because he admit to getting it work. My thing is, since when do somebody being humble enough to admit that somebody got the best of them is being exposed? Like what happened to honor and respecting a nigga that can keep it real?
Well, people don't like Devin because he's not a knockout artist. They don't like him. They don't like him because he's a pure boxer. He don't have the power to knock out folks, and that's what they don't like about him. Then they look at him like he's a suburbanite kid. He don't have the hood factor that Tank and Shakur and a lot of the other guys got. You know what I'm saying? They look at him like he's soft, just like they look at EJ. Like, what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about Dallas hood, but he got a mom and daddy. You know what I'm saying? In black community, that make you soft when you got a daddy. You know what I'm saying? That worked and took care of you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People, we kind of fucked up like that. Well, you got a daddy, nigga. You had a silver spoon in your mouth, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So,
so I got into it
we
with a nigga. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
go, no, no, go ahead. Yeah, I'm
Man, I
done.
got
Go ahead.
into it with a nigga, bro. I ain't gonna name drop him yet, cause you know how I do, bro. When I go to another nigga channel for the first time, I just be, me, bro. I'm gonna talk on this shit. Me and him went back
Mhm.
and forth. I ain't gonna name drop him yet, cause me and him kind of went back and forth, and the nigga said some shit about me. But man, I went to a new channel. This how you know it's getting bad in these YouTube streets. Like niggas will admit to being casuals. Man, a content creator admitted. That nigga said, "Yeah, I ain't know nothing about Shakur going to the Olympics or Errol Spence." That nigga said, "Yeah, if I don't hear about fighters on Twitter or I hear about their beef going on, I don't know nothing about them." Bro, if that's not the most casual shit you can say, that nigga said, "If I don't
But
hear about beefs on Twitter, I don't know nothing about the fighters."
but not to defend him, I think we need casual channels to help bring people to boxing, even though it's annoying to hear their opinions, saying based on popularity and shit like that. But I think it brings more fans, saying to it, saying. But when they come on the hardcore channels that know this shit and follow this sports, you just ignore that shit. It's like kindergartens coming, saying to a senior class. You know what I'm saying? So I just ignore that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I just realized I put a damn exclamation point for 147. God damn it! And let me see. Humble Service says Earl is finished. Waste his prime at 147 when he could have moved up. You know what I'm saying? That's yet to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Sounds like wishful thinking, Humble Service. You know what I'm saying? Like every fighter got an expiration date. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know when that is. Sometimes like you say, style make fights. He might go up there and beat Crawford ass. Then what you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? I know you don't believe that, but shit, that weight drain is serious, bro. You know what I'm
I,
saying? So,
yeah,
go ahead.
I just don't like all this new age stuff, bro. Where a fighter lose one fight and then we shit on them like they career over with. You know why? Because how we gonna shit on these dudes for losing one fight and criticize them for moving their career carefully to protect their oath? We can't have it both ways, bro. We can't be like, man, as soon as you lose, I'm gonna get on your ass and tell you to go out there and fight the hardest fights you can find. You can't have it both
Right.
ways, bro. So I don't
Well,
like this shit.
Well, they like to cover up the facts and they like to cover up what we see. You know what I'm saying? They know that every fight takes something out of a fighter. They know that fighters they do outgrow weight classes, but they don't care about that. They know they don't care about that. They just want to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? But we as boxing fans, we know that. And we know the man fought when he should have been, you know what I'm saying, moving up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So but that's on EJ. So you got a lot of background noise, y'all.
Oh,
You
my
know what
bad,
I'm
bro.
saying? But that's on EJ though. You know what I'm saying? It says Earl could have been a modern day Hagler. Now he gonna weight drain himself to fight Crawford again. Hey, you know what I'm saying? He's trying his best to make these fights. I wish EJ would have started out at 154 and went on from there instead of draining yourself. You know all these fighters, but no fighters really fight at they walk around weight. We know that. So it's just how long can you fight at that weight class before you get fucked up? And you know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters are staying at these weight classes too long. Devin Haney almost stayed at 135 too long. If he would have fought Lomachenko earlier, I don't know if he would have won that because of experience. I mean, if he would have lost because of inexperience, or would he look better against Lomachenko if he would have fought him when he was trying to go for the WBC belt? We just never know, but we're not getting these fights when we should get them, and it's like it's affecting the outcome of. And the outcome might be the same. We don't know, but we want to see them fight when they're at their peak, not when they're at their lowest. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Fight your opponent when they're at their best. Don't try to look for a disadvantage and then go for it. You know what I'm saying? Now you're creating your own black hole there. You're creating your own mess. JB Sports, the man in the building. What's going on, JB Sports in the building? What's going on,
Oh,
my brother?
oh man, it's going well, man. Just getting out of work, man. Heading in and things, man. Saw your notification popped up. I said, okay, what kind of is doing a podcast? So I just popped in, man. I know y'all talking about the whole Errol Spence situation going on with Crawford. What he gonna do? Is he gonna take the rematch, or is he gonna go in another direction? Got what, a couple of days ago? I think we got to the 29th to decide which way he gonna go.
Well, I thought it was Monday. Some people said it was Monday that he had to decide, or I thought this was the last day or something. I don't know. I ain't even think about it till you just said something. I don't know exactly when is the. I don't know if he has agreed or not, or it'll be interesting to find out. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to
Yeah,
find out.
yeah. I'm hearing they say he's gonna go down to the last to the deadline. It's gonna go down to the last deadline before he make a decision one way or the other. So I think the deadline is the 29th. It's 30 days. If it's 30 days from the fight, it's the 29th. Now if it's 30 days, maybe they say 30 business. I thought it would be like if it was 30 business days, then maybe it'd be like September 11th, somewhere in that range. But if it's 30 days from the fight, I think he got to the 29th. So that would be the day is the 27th. He got 2 days. He got till Wednesday to make a decision.
Well, that kind of concerns me because why would you wait till the last minute? What's the point of that? You know what I'm saying? Is something going on behind the scenes with Errol that he's dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Why wait till the last minute? If you know you want the rematch, go ahead and take the rematch. You know what I'm saying? But unless there's something else going on, you know what I'm saying? That's what concerns me. Um, I mean, if he was fully healthy and everything was okay, shit, right out, why not sign a week ago? So what's really going on? I'm trying to figure that out. I just kind of look at it like that. Why wait? Why wait till the last goddamn 2 days?
You know what they might be
Hmm.
working on? They said in the rematch
What
clause,
you
the fight would
says?
have to be. And I think in the rematch, the fight would have to be in December. But they could go to Bud and say, hey, we want to do the fight, but maybe we want to do the fight maybe in January or maybe February of 2024. If Bud agrees to
Mm.
that, then they can push forward with that. But I think they might be working on that. They could be working on that behind the scenes, trying to get the fight maybe pushed back to 2024. But from what I'm hearing, the PBC they reserved 4 dates for Las Vegas, MGM Grand T-Mobile Arena. They reserved November 4th, November 11th, December 9th, December 30th. I think those December dates probably gonna be Tank's fight coming up with Pitbull, and if that's the case, then they might have to push that fight until maybe the first part of next year. But I think the November date's gonna be for Benavidez and Andrade. I think that's gonna be for those dates, November 4th, November 11th. They might not use all 4 days; they just reserve 4 dates. They're probably gonna use 2 of them, one in November and then one in December. So if the thing coming back in December, they probably have to push Crawford and Spence back to maybe January or February. I don't think they're gonna run 2 pay-per-views in the same month.
I'm gonna tell you, if I'm Errol Spence Jr. and I'm smart, you know, I would pay Keith Thurman as a sparring partner. I would pay him.
Yeah, yeah.
I would pay him to come in off the books, and we would fight. We would have a fight. We would fight. I would get Keith Thurman, and I would get, Jerron Boots to come in and fight. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some tune-ups in. I would do that shit. I would do some sneaky shit off the books and get them guys to come in and fight with no cameras, no nothing, just to get some tune-ups in. You know what I'm saying? For the next fight. You know what I'm saying? Or the train with. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could prepare myself for Crawford at 154. I think that would be smart for him to do something like that because, he need to really get the rest off. He need to get his timing on so he can have a best chance of winning this rematch. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be smart for him to get as much work as he can because I don't think they're going to allow him to get a tune-up in. What do you think?
I don't think they're gonna allow him to get well, he could get a tune in there, but that means he's not gonna be fighting Crawford next. That means that basically Crawford can go. He's free and clear because I think the contract states that the fight must happen, the rematch must happen by December. So if he goes into another direction, means that the Crawford fight is null and void. They can negotiate another fight for another contract for another fight, but Crawford will no longer be obligated to give him a rematch. So that's the only
That's
problem
what I'm
with that.
saying. So off the books, go get Keith Thurman to be a sparring partner. Go get Jerron Boots to be a sparring partner and get your shit up because he gonna need all that. You know what I'm saying, to beat Crawford. From what the Crawford that I saw was just perfect. You know what I'm saying, in the ring. For him to beat Crawford, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have to be sharp at least. He's gonna have to be at his sharp. He's gonna have to have his timing together. He's gonna have to have his stamina together. He's gonna have to have all that, bro, and bring it all to the ring. You know what I'm saying, to be able to beat Crawford. So I think 154 ain't a problem for EJ, but it might be a problem for Crawford. You know what I'm saying, moving up a few more pounds in weight. It may slow Crawford down a little bit, just enough for Errol Spence Jr. to be able to get in his shit and his offense and be able to beat, Crawford to the body. So, but at this point, it's just kind of hard to see Derrick James covering that because he didn't cover, it looked like he just didn't have nothing, no coaching, nothing covered in that fight. But I do think it was due to EJ being weight drained, not being able to respond and execute. Hopefully it'll be different, he'll be stronger at 154. And I think he will be. I think he'll give a better account of himself. I don't know if he do all that, he'll win. Because I do think there's some other things going on with Crawford too. But maybe EJ could get on the snack program. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he come in there with that yellow head, that headrest with the little ventilator on that motherfucker. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just got up for work.
Yeah, he was yoked up. He was definitely yoked up going into that fight, man. You never seen him that spoiled up like he was Crawford, man. But they said he had a training camp before the training camp. He had a pre-training cramp. So, but if you look at how he looked in the David adversary fight and look how he looked in the Spence fight, man, he was definitely more yoked up in the Spence fight. And the Spence fight wasn't that far off from the adversary fight. What was it like? I guess it was a little way 7-8 months out. So he had time to kind of, build his body up, I guess. So it's just interesting, though. He had never been that bulked up before.
Well, just look how he busted EJ face up. You know what I'm saying? Like second round, his face was, so it's just, we'll see if Derrick James can cover some of the ground that the skill disparagement that we saw between them. See if he could cover some of that, because he didn't do anything that I thought he would do, you know what I'm saying, in the fight. It was just real interesting to see him making all these amateur ass mistakes. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just really surprised. You know what I'm saying? Look like you done got 10 years younger, man. What the hell you been doing? What you been eating? Spinach?
Oh, yeah, it's always look. A lot of people say I look young for my age and things, man. But you know how they go, black don't crack. So I'm yeah, I'm able to look young, man. You look young,
You
man.
got
So
you got to send me your dinner program, man. What you been eating? Spinach, something, man. You be eating greens, and you know what I'm saying. You look young, man.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, man. I be eating a lot of I always try to eat something green when I'm eating, man. No matter what, you know, if I'm eating something, try to put some salad with it or something like that.
Yes,
Drink a
sir.
drink a lot of water. You know, eat a lot of fruit, stuff like that. Try to keep myself
Got
like that. But I eat just like everybody else eat. I eat regular food, chicken, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Meatloaf. I eat food like everybody else, but I always try to put something green with it every time I'm
yeah,
eating
man.
something.
Yeah, you got to watch this food nowadays because you never know what the hell you're eating. It look like an orange, but that's a GMO orange, and I'm like,
Yeah,
my God, bro, what they doing to the food, bro? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, this is a lot going on right now, man. It's like, I ain't no conspiracy theorist, but you just got to go organic, I believe, just to be safe. Anything
yeah, yeah,
processed, anything processed, you can't really trust it, man. They cloning shit now, so cloning meat, cloning cows, and shit. You don't know what you're getting out here, but pretty much. Did you see the big baby fight?
yeah. I seen the big baby fight. He was impressive, like I knew he was gonna be. He was fighting a guy that was what not even on the level that the guy he fought previously in Charles Martin. That was definitely a step down in opponent, but he did what he's supposed to do. He went in there and dominated every round until he stopped the guy. That guy had a good chin, man. He took a lot of punishment, man. I thought he was gonna fold up to 10 earlier, man. He was able to hang in there, man. But he finally got, they finally got the stoppage. Big baby, and he looked good, man. But I think his next fight, man, he got to definitely step up, man. He need to get in there with a top 10 or at least top 15 heavyweight in this next fight, man. Getting there with a maybe a King Kong Ortiz or somebody like that on that level, a guy that's not at the top level anymore, but a guy that's very experienced and a guy that's been in there with, top fighters like Wilder and stuff like that, man. I think that would be a good opponent for him next out. Getting there with King Kong Ortiz. Time for him to step up and get in
I
there with
think
him.
King Kong is done, bro. I mean, he can't. His punch resistance is terrible right now. He looked horrible his last fight. Um, he went from being top 10 to like top 40 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? His punch resistance gone. But you never know how old those Cuban fighters are. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's like them dudes, they be born, they say they 30 and shit. Motherfucker be like 50 years old, man. Yeah. Ugas look like he old as hell. I mean, yeah, I don't know what they do with their birth certificates. It's
Yeah,
like they just
yeah,
have. Hmm.
yeah.
But
That's
did you
right. He look
see?
old.
Frank Martin and Shakur talking about going at it and getting that? I think the WBC ordered that fight. And what do you think about that fight?
Yeah, yeah. The WBC ordered that fight, and they've got to step to my field to come to agreement or go to a purse bid. I kind of want that fight to go to a purse bid because I want to see who's gonna win that purse bid. Because Top Rank don't want to lose that purse bid. Shakur is one of
Right,
their top fighters. Frank Martin, he's one of the fighters PPC has. But he's not at the top. He's not Tank
right.
Davis, Errol Spence Jr., Deontay Wilder. He's not on that level. So, if they can get Shakur, one of the top ranked biggest stars, to fight on Showtime, pay per view, or wherever the fight gonna be at, that would be a feather in PBC's cap. So I'm hoping they don't. If they come to agreement, that's cool. It'd be on ESPN, whatever. But I'm kind of hoping they don't. They don't come to agreement. I kind of want to see who's gonna win that purse bid out of Top Rank and the PBC. But as far as the fight goes, I like the fight. This is the best opponent of Shakur Stevenson's career, definitely. Because I think Frank Martin is definitely better than Oscar Valdez and Joey Gonzalez and guys that have that Shakur has beat already. So I think this is will be a good test for him. And the
Hmm.
same goes for Frank Morton. Shakur Stevenson is definitely Frank Morton's best opponent. But when you look at both guys' resume, I think Frank Morton beating Michelle Rivera, that's a more impressive win than anything that Shakur Stevenson has done to date. So he's got a better win on his resume than Shakur, in my opinion. So it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a chess match. You got two high level fighters fighting. But I think the problem with Frank Morton is he's not as consistent, man. He takes, he takes
Hmm.
half around when he struggles. He's not really letting his hands go. He's not he's not efficient. He's not landing punches and stuff like he did in that last fight. I think Shakur, man, he's very consistent, round in and round out. So if Frank Martin go through those routes like he did in that last fight and the other fights in the past, and that could cost him the fight against Shakur. But it's a good fight. When we get to Frank Martin that fought Michelle Rivera, yeah, it's gonna be a damn good fight. But he's definitely gonna have to rise to the occasion. Maybe he one of those fighters that rise to the occasion. You know, the higher the level of competition is, the higher the level he fights at. As we've seen in the Michelle Rivera fight.
Yeah, is he going to be one of them fighters that fight up to the competition that he fight? Because I've seen, we see Evander Holyfield do that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He looked great against, what I'm saying, the top guys, and he looks like crap against the lower guys. And you're just like, damn, how can that be? And that's what you have to label him. So you have to label him because he fights up to this competition. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense because you have to get motivated. You got to be motivated to beat these guys. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't fighting nobody and you're not gonna get any real credit for it, it's kind of hard to go out there and put out your best effort and train that hard. You know what I'm saying? So you could be dominant. And that might have been a situation with the last guy Frank Martin fought. Nobody knows who the hell he was, but he was a damn good fighter. And Frank struggled, like you said. But he got it done. Now he won in impressive fashion at the end. But damn. I was afraid for Frank, man. I thought he was going to lose that fight.
Yeah, man, we was
I'm
watching that fight. He went live. We watching that fight, man. I had him down after 9 rounds. I had him down 5-4, but he was able to
that's
close the fight right.
I didn't want to hear that.
You didn't want to hear that. Yeah, you didn't want to hear that. I said,
Hell no, goddamn it.
You didn't want to hear that. 'Cause I was like, there's another round for Autumn, man. I got him up. Pull.
Yeah, man. He won that round, Pool. He won that round. He won that round. I'm like, God damn, bro. I know he won the round. God damn, man. It's like, oh God, yeah, he won that round. Now give it to him now. Don't be mad. I'm like, oh God, bro, I'm not mad, bro. He won the round. Oh God, that was terrible, bro. Jesus Christ, man.
He closed the show though. He closed the show. He got that knockdown in the 12th to C minute, but he won he swept the last 3 rounds, 10, 11, and 12. He won that. So and the knockdown pretty much put an exclamation point on it. So he was able to win. But he can't fight like that against the cool.
Let me ask you this. They talking about Terrence Crawford come out telling me he believes Derek James is a great coach, but he did a bad job on July 29th. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Derek James got out coached, or do you think EJ just wasn't himself? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you think? You think he got out coached, or do you think EJ just couldn't execute?
I don't think he got our coach for the instruction. I was hearing from Bomac. All he was saying was the obvious. He too slow. He went like he was giving some pinpoint direction. From what I was hearing, Derek James was telling to step around. I guess Crawford trying to say that wasn't gonna work either, but he was trying to give him some instructions. But the problem was he never recovered from that first knockdown. He got hit, on the side of the ear, back of the head, wherever he got hit at, knocked his equilibrium down, and he never recovered. So he got back up and he could never get it back, man. And Crawford was just unbelievable. He was in the zone, and he fought he put on one of the best performances in a fight of that magnitude, probably in the history of boxing, man. He put on a virtuoso performance, man. And you just got to give him credit. Spence got to go back to the drawing board. Hopefully, the rematch will be at 54, and he can put on a better performance. But when you look at the two styles, man, it's a tough style for Spence to crack, man, because he's a come forward, smart pressure type of fighter, looking to land, the bombs go to the body. But when you're fighting a guy that's a great counter puncher, that's what he wants, somebody coming forward. He wants somebody coming forward, bring the pressure. He can basically just, get to hit him with them shots in between them punches they throwing and doing what he does best, that's being a precision counter puncher. So it's going to be a tough style for Spence to crack, but I think he'll probably put on a better performance if at 54. And he'll look at the film and learn that another thing he's going to have to learn how to do is quit reaching. That's how he got knocked down. He was caught reaching, man, with a jab from too far a distance. And Crawford caught him with a nice overhand right, man, right in the back of the head, side of the ear. And that pretty much was Phil Spence Jr.'s downfall right there. So you're going to have to definitely quit reaching when you fight Crawford. You got to come with smart pressure. Come behind the jab, but don't throw the jab from that far of a distance, man, because Crawford got them long arms. You think you out of range, but you really ain't, man. That man got a 74-inch reach. So you got to be real careful, man. He ain't like the mother fighter. He's got a long reach. So you got to get in. You got to get in that mid-range and try to get in that mid-range and then let your hand go. You can't be too far out with Crawford.
What do you think about Shakur Stevenson telling Devin Haney he better not catch him by himself outside? I'm like, bro, what the fuck going on?
Yeah, y'all
What is
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. You talking about yeah, don't have your security around you. You when I see you, man. He said, I don't get then. Kane said, shit, we can meet up in the streets anytime you want. And then that boy say, see you soon. So I guess basically the boys LC show it's gonna be on right then and there. But like I say, they need to
yeah,
save it for the ring.
they ain't fit to do nothing, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
they try to be hard on it. They try to be hard. Man, when I see you, it's on and all that type of stuff. But yeah, they need to tell that in the ring. That's good. That's good publicity and good father for the fight when it does happen. If it does happen, man, they can always go back to that. Man, they was going back and forth on Twitter and this, that, and the third. They got a history. They got beef with each other. So that's all gonna help to promote the fight if and when those guys ever get in the ring together.
Well, he said he might be coming up to 140. They might be trying to build that fight up. So that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. That'd be one of the best fights at 140. Then we got Tim Zoo and Brian Mendoza. I think that's going to be the sleeper. I think that's going to be the sleeper fight right there because I think Mendoza, man, he got that power. Tim Zoo got that power. I think that's going to be that white boy fight. That what you call it? We used to watch the one maybe
Got the
what's that
Ward.
guy?
Got it,
Uh
Ward.
huh. Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a Gotti Ward right there, bro. Cause Mendoza ain't playing, bro. He ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? I think Tim Zoo. You know what I'm saying? He's up and coming, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think Mendoza got that. He just got that power, bro. That he could. Tim Zoo like the pressure a lot. He does got some good defense, but I think Mendoza. You know, while you working on your offense, that's when he gets you. You know what I'm saying? When you come in for the kill and he just come with that overhand right or that uppercut, shit. That kid got some serious power, man. Then he beat um Rosario. He beat
Yeah.
Rosario and Fandora.
Yeah.
So shit. That kid got some serious power. Not that Rosario is all that, but the name carries weight, and Fandora name carries weight at 154. I think he's gonna be a problem for Tim Zoo, unless Tim Zoo catch him with them that long, that long right, straight right. He like to throw that straight right. I mean, it ain't like you don't know that's what he's gonna come with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
He don't have that kind of speed. I just don't understand how they can't get out the way. I don't understand how El Campo, couldn't get out the way. I mean, I was like, bro, he's coming with the straight right. You know what I'm saying? And he just kept beating him down with the straight right. I'm like, oh my God, bro. It's like, what's going on, bro? It's like, do these fighters have the skill we think they're supposed to have? 'Cause I thought El Campo was way better than that, bro. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he lasted against Fandora. Um, I thought he damn sure would be able to last against Tim Zoo, but Tim Zoo might be the real deal, though. He might be the real deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm confused right now. This nigga throw the same punches and shit. It ain't like he's a high boxing IQ type guy. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to process what I'm seeing with Tim Zoo. Would he be a threat to Jamel Charlo? What you think?
I think I was actually was looking forward to that fight, Charlo and Tim too. I
Me
thought that was a very competitive fight. I wouldn't say it was 50-50, but I thought it was definitely a fight that you couldn't be mad if you pick Charlo, somebody picked Tim Tszyu, man. I've been real impressed with Tim Tszyu, man. Like you say, he basically got the 1-2, basically. That's his main weapon, the 1-2, the jab. And the jab really ain't jab is just a range pounder to set up the right hand. It ain't really no jab he really trying to score off of. It's just basically show and tell jab and coming in behind the right hand. And he seems to land it. He actually got good timing. He's got good. He's able to land those shots, man. He comes with smart pressure, and he's a very good fighter, man. He's a good body puncher. Like I say, he's not the most talented fighter in the world, but he's got you can tell the way he fight. He got a strong will. His mental game is real strong, so he really believes that he is the man that gonna be the man at 154. Now I even heard him say this today that he's gonna be at the Canelo Charlo fight. And he's looking to fight the woman. So, he's not only just looking to fight Charlo win, but if Canelo wins, he's looking to fight Canelo, go up to 168. So, a lot of people talking about who Canelo might fight in the pre-fight deal. You might as well throw Tim Tszyu name in the hat. He could be a potential opponent for Canelo if he beats Charlo in his next fight. So, it's gonna be
But
interesting, man. I like him to beat Mendoza. I like Mendoza. He's a good fighter, but I just think the activity and the pressure and the pace that
Tim
Tim
gonna
fight
yeah.
ass gonna be a little bit too much, man. Then the fight's gonna be in Australia too, so it's gonna be that's a tough ask for Mendoza to go down there and get the win, man. That guy's he hard to beat anywhere, but trying to beat him up in his home country, he fighting with a lot of confidence. He's in a good he got a good momentum going right now in his career, man. It's gonna be hard for anybody. It's gonna have to be a elite level guy to beat him at this point of the way he's been fighting.
And let me get your what do you think of Inouye? What do you think of him?
I wasn't a believer before the Fulton fight. You know, I was like, he beat Dornell. Even though the Dornell fight, he had problems with Dornell. That's the first fight I actually watched when he fought Dornell. I was hearing all this publicity about, oh man, Inouye, he the real deal, man. This dude is this dude is that. So I said, okay. So I watched the Dornell fight. I wasn't that impressed. I was like, man, he didn't look that good. Dornell, man, he's 40 years old. Dornell won some rounds in that fight, did very well for himself. I was like, I don't think this dude is what people was cracking him up to be. But then in a rematch, he destroyed Darnell. I was like, okay, the dude is decent. He definitely pound for pound, but I didn't agree how high they had him. I said he definitely probably top 10 pound for pound. But then what he did to Fulton, and you see what he did, man. He beat Fulton, man. Beat him up, beat him every round. And you know, he got good speed. He got the 1-2 too, but his 1-2 is way more faster than Tim Tszyu 1-2. He got that 1-2 come overhand, come with that overhand right behind the jab. And he can fight going forward. He can fight going backwards. He can fight in the pocket. He was doing a little of that Mayweather stuff with Fulton. He was in the Mayweather shoulder roll on Fulton. He just outclassed Fulton in every way, man. I didn't see that coming. Now I did think Fulton was kind of tempted.
He looked like he had 2 weight classes power above Fulton. You know what I'm saying? The power that he possessed. Come on, bro. I'm like looking at him just destroy Fulton like he was a little dude. You know what I'm saying? I think we got another Manny Pacquiao on our hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think and they're gonna, and to me, right now, you know what I'm saying, they need to test fighters on the off season too. You know what I'm saying? Even when they don't have a fight, I think, you know, because he did run, I mean, from what I understand, he didn't, I think he ran away from one of the random battle testing. He did try to avoid it. I mean, he did avoid it. Uh, these are things that we got to look out for. You know, I think if you're a fighter nowadays, I think it need to be mandatory that you test every 3 days, every 3 or 2 days. And if there's a way for this, wash that stuff out your system, I think fighters need, especially with what's going on. I think we need to tighten up the policies so people, there's holes right now to where you can be off season and you can juice and stuff and still reap the benefits of staying in shape and keeping your weight down and stuff like that. Oscar Valdez got caught. You know what I'm saying? Amy Bumgardner got caught. So you can't tell you can't tell me these are the only 2 people that's juicing in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that these are the kind of being, so you know, so to just strip it up out this and see, I think the reason why they leave holes is so we can have these kind of fights. You know what I'm saying? Where we can have high action packed fights. Because, it's amazing some of the performances these guys are putting on at their ages, right? And I think we need to like really tighten down and get rid of these holes in the system. So we can have some better outcomes, saying some real outcomes. Now I ain't gonna say better, I'm gonna say real outcomes instead of motherfuckers, saying being able to juice on the off season, saying, and keep their weight down and all that's cheating, saying, contributing to helping you stay out of weight, saying, and saying, it's not just hard work, saying, you got supplements that you're not supposed to be using to stay in shape. So, and I just believe, like Paulo Malignaggi, I just think that a lot of these fighters get off with it just because they don't want to see certain guys at the top. I really do believe that. Boli say, oh, he's talking to humble servant. But we're gonna leave it right there for the day. We're gonna come back tomorrow if I don't get caught for a load. That's why I've been off. I've been, running these damn loads all over the world. And you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you stopping by JB Sports. You know me, once I get the time, I'll come on every day. So I'll be back on tomorrow early, you know what I'm saying? And we could chop it up some more, guys. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody for shooting through, you know what I'm saying? Humble Servant, Jonathan Paul, You know what I'm saying? Bowley, everybody. We'll be here tomorrow. You chop it up some more. And see you guys tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Peace out.
All right, peace.
Peace out.